Hello and welcome to a Saturday night special edition rap session with none other than KGTropicals. Say hello, John.
Hello. How is everyone doing tonight?
I am doing well. How are you?
Good. I wasn't asking you. I've already been talking to you. I was talking to everybody else.
You said everyone. That's included. I'm included in everyone.
Well, I meant everyone but you, basically.
So,
It's weird because I can't see you, but now I can. But there's like a 10-second delay, so it's weird. But
yeah, so I can flip you off as long as it's under 10 seconds and you'll never see it.
that, yeah, I mean, hey, it's your show. You do whatever you want.
So, what kind of topics did you bring to the show tonight?
I told you already. I don't have nothing. I got nothing to talk about. I mean, I could talk about plenty of things that have nothing to do with fish, but that'll make everybody mad. So I told you it's your show. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about, but I don't
Well,
really know anything about fish. So
I do like making people mad. That is fun. So,
yeah, and on your channel, I'm fine with that too. So
yep, we just got to beat the negative 30 subscribers from when I was on your channel, and then I'll feel all right.
yeah, I when I looked at that, I cried a little because 30 subscribers means a lot to me, but I don't know that I'll ever forgive you. So hopefully we can lose you about 40 or 50, and then we'll maybe be even.
No, I think they left your channel to subscribe to mine because that's how it works on YouTube, right? It's a big giant competition, and you're only allowed to subscribe to one channel at a time.
Yeah, that it could be it.
At least that's how some people act. I mean,
that
I don't
is
know.
true. Yeah, competition thing. I gave up on that long ago. I mean, I'm not trying to compete with anybody.
You only
That's the
try to compete with yesterday's version of yourself.
Oh, you sound like a philosophizer right now. I love it.
So, what's new with you? Anything new in the fish room?
No, I've been home alone since Thanksgiving evening. So there are some new fish in here, but I'm not allowed to talk about those yet because they're Lisa's. Um, the tanks are very dirty and they're in desperate need of water changes, which I have not done yet. So no,
So
not a whole lot going
you've
on
been
in
home
here.
alone all weekend. You haven't done any water changes?
No, no, because I'm working on something very top secret that I can't talk about because it is top secret. But I've been working on that a lot, and it just involves sitting on my butt with my laptop in my lap and typing away. So
Well,
that's my excuse anyway.
I'm glad I was able to pull you away from your busy schedule to do this last minute live stream with me. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Even though we wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for me.
That's true. That's true. So I got up at about 2:30 and was out the door by 3 a.m. for a 6-hour drive home. And then I messaged John after checking in on my fish, and I was like, I'm really not feeling up for it. But all I needed was to stuff my face with some food, and then I was like, hey, let's do it. I'm ready. So I literally just ate right before I messaged you.
I'm glad that you did not repeat the words that I used to describe what you were acting like by not wanting to stream. Uh,
Well, yeah, we do got to keep it up to community guidelines here. This is the new and improved YouTube.
Yeah, I'm glad you did it though, because yeah, I needed a break from the monotony of typing on the laptop. So happy.
Yeah, and allows me to make up for missing my Thursday stream, which I know you still had a stream on Thursday, and everyone else did, but I did not. I was lame, I guess.
You normally stream early on Thursdays, right?
Yeah, 9 a.m.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't think anybody's going to be mad at you for not streaming on Thanksgiving. I don't think anybody would have been mad at me either. But once I saw Corey do it, I was like, okay, there's no way I'm not going to do it. So when you see him get on there for 4 hours and the dude it could barely speak, I was like, all right, I can't let him, you know, look like this. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Can't
I
think
don't
of
know
something.
either. I gotta turn my phone to silent real quick though, because it was just vibrating on us.
I didn't do that to mine, so but I will now.
There. I think that should handle it. Anyway, so I want to get this out of the way right now. This is a Saturday night Anything Goes live stream, anything besides language. So we might not talk about fish, but we might talk about fish. If we're not talking about fish, don't get offended. We're just two dudes hanging out on the internet, alone, talking about whatever we want. I do want to touch up on that the Irishman movie, real quick.
Oh,
Because
do
I was
you
going
now?
to watch it until I saw it was 3.5 hours. So I know you've seen it, so I just want to know if it's worth it. I don't care who's in it. I know it's Joe Pesci, and Joe Pesci is sweet. The other dudes kind of suck, but Joe Pesci is cool. So, is it worth 3.5 hours of my life?
You are trying to make me say things that are not G-rated right now. Uh, yes, it's worth it. I mean, it's how dare you talk about De Niro and Pacino sucking? That we might get demonetized. That's how blasphemous it is for you to say something like that. Not me, you might get demonetized for saying something so stupid. But yeah, we're talking about a movie that has Joe Pesci, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and it's directed by Martin Scorsese. There's really nothing more that needs to be said.
Well, here's what I want to say. Here's what I want to say. Goodfellas, Casino, every other Italian mafia mob movie. I feel like this is 3.5 hours long, and I've probably seen this same movie about at least a half a dozen times, with the same people in it.
No.
So you're telling me it's different?
I'm telling you it's different.
Because it looked like a mob/mafia movie.
Well, yeah, it is. It's the same. Yeah, it is a mafia movie. It's a Jimmy Hoffa and Buffalino crime family mafia movie, but it's not like Goodfellas and Casino and all that, even though it does have the same actors, even though Pacino wasn't in any of those. It's the story of Frank Sheeran, the crazy guy that claims, I'm not spoiling anything, claims to be the person who assassinated Jimmy Hoffa. And that's what it's about. He collaborated with a guy back in, I think, the 90s or early 2000s to tell his life story before he died. And the story or the book is called I Heard You Paint Houses, because that was like his when people needed, he was a hitman for the mafia. And when people needed him to do that, he said they would say to him, I heard you paint houses. And that was like code for I need you to kill someone for me. Painting houses basically means shooting someone and the blood goes all over the walls. You're painting the house with the guy's blood. And so that's what it is. I mean, nobody knows if what he told in that book was true because he was kind of a out there kind of a guy. But it makes for a great story. And De Niro plays Frank Sheeran. So you can't do any better than that. So, yeah, it's worth it. It's 3.5 hours. It does not feel like it's 3.5 hours because the storytelling and the actors are so good. It just flies by. And it's fantastic. You should absolutely watch it. How dare you say Pacino and De Niro suck? You probably went ahead and already lost those 30 subscribers just by saying that.
De Niro's went off the deep end about a decade ago. That dude is just far out Looney Tunes crazy. But he's acting right now, so he's not playing himself, which is a good thing for him. Okay, one more question about this movie, all right?
All right.
As far as like long movies go, is it better or worse than Titanic?
Well, Robert De Niro is my favorite actor ever. So
you must love Meet the Fockers, huh?
I do. Hey, I mean, it's great. Ben Stiller's great too. I can't say it's better than Titanic. Titanic was a great movie.
Holy cow.
But
I was actually just kidding. I actually love the movie Titanic, but I've never heard another guy say that, like, ever.
well, since De Niro is 164 years old now, and he can't really do the roles that he used to do.
He probably survived the Titanic. He was probably on it.
He may have. I'm going to try again. Leonardo DiCaprio is my favorite working actor on planet Earth right now because De Niro's kind of, so anything with DiCaprio in it, I'm good. And he was great in Titanic. So it's the same kind of a thing. You know how the movie ends. Everybody knows how this movie's going to end. So there's no real surprise there. But
Wait, so you're saying he dies at the end?
not the De Niro character, but the Jimmy Hoffa character. Yeah, everybody knows that. Come on, I'm not spoiling anything. What I won't spoil is how it happens, because there's been so many like conspiracy theories and rumors and stuff like that about how Jimmy Hoffa died, whether he was buried under Giant Stadium and all this crap. So this is another telling of that story. If you watched the Jack Nicholson version of the Hoffa story, totally different from that as far as the way he is taken out. But everybody knows Hoffa dies at the end. Come on. It's like saying, I didn't know the Titanic sunk. You know, everybody knows that.
Well,
Even though
yeah,
it's
because I've seen the movie.
technically Jimmy Hoffa could still be alive. I mean, because they've never found his body. But
Yeah, he's hanging out with Elvis and Hitler down
yeah,
in South America.
exactly. Those two and Jim Morrison and
Tupac.
right. That's right. Machiavelli. They're all down there hanging out in the Caribbean somewhere.
All right, so do you have any fish that are named after Robert De Niro?
No.
No, then you must not like him that much.
I'm going to tell you right now, there's a cat I don't like right now very much. He will not.
This cat annoyed me when I was on your channel, and I think it was the cat that caused you to lose 30 subscribers. Like, you probably lost like 130 because I brought like 100, but then the cat lost like 30, so.
No, yeah, the cat is a problem. I'm uploading a video tomorrow that I'm real happy with, and he makes an appearance in that, interrupts me in that. He's become a huge pain in my rear end, but he's cute and he's sweet. So, you know, what are you going to do?
What's your video about?
Oscars.
Oscars? Smart.
Mm-hmm.
Smart. You know, I feel like that's like easy mode for YouTube. And I'm not saying that as like a diss or like, you know, you're on easy mode or whatever, but anytime you make, like for me, when I make like a video about a specific fish and it's something that's sold in like Petco, PetSmart, Walmart, even though they don't sell fish anymore, but like one of the more common fish, it always does well. But when I do, you know, videos on fish that are actually cool and rare, they get like one view. So,
well, here's my thing with it. I really am a gigantic fan of Oscars. I absolutely love them more than I love this cat right now. And so this was done genuinely because I love these fish, and I love the two that I got back in August. And so it was one of those things where I didn't do it chasing views, even though you're right, Oscar videos, they get a lot of views. One of my most watched videos on my channel is about Oscars, but that's not why I did it. I did it because I love these fish, and I just felt like people should know about them as I'm sitting here with the cat now biting me.
Yeah, I think my most watched like species video is the dragon goby, because that was like sold everywhere. Walmart, well, sold in like every Walmart. So I was like, maybe I should just do videos on Walmart fish and get easy views. But I didn't, because I'm not that way.
It is kind of easy mode when you cover one of those fish that is kind of universally loved, whether it's betas or Oscars or guppies or, you know, angels are another one that, you know, if you put the name of that fish in the title, you're going to get a lot of views. But like you said, you know, if you do a video about some obscure fish that's like the coolest fish in the world, but nobody's ever heard of it, nobody's going to watch the video. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I've been trying to think of ways to make like, because nobody really does like species profile videos anymore. Like, it's pretty rare because they just don't get a lot of views. So I've been trying to think of ways to maybe make it funner or more fun. But I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
I haven't cracked that code yet.
The way you do it is by disguising the video to be about, oh my God, now he wants to push buttons on the computer. I don't know what to do with you, cat. Disguise the video as if it's about something else. Like what I'm talking about is, I'm a fan of Peter McKinnon and Casey Neistat. Those guys, if they're going to do a review of a product, they don't always put the name of that product in the title of the video. You'd have to kind of do something like that, where it's not.
Yeah, but I think like they have an advantage because I mean you got like millions of subscribers.
Yeah, that helps for sure. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like you're probably more likely to get those extra views if you don't put the name of a fish that no one's ever heard of in the title of the video. just my opinion.
I mean that's true. Like I used to do boy, what am I trying to say here? Like back in the day I would do like specific fish and then I kind of, broaden that by like cichlid instead of like, some random African cichlid. I would just put cichlid, not African cichlid, not South American, but just cichlid, so it covers a broader scope. And I found that helped too. But some of the fish, it's hard to do that with.
Yeah, you could always just go with the philosophy like I talked about in my stream on Thanksgiving, which you probably didn't watch, and I'm not mad at you for it, where, you just make a video that you love, and if you love it, then you're not going to care if anybody watches it.
It's true. And I still struggle with that when I make a video that I'm like, you put your heart and soul in and it gets like one view. And then literally like that stupid Petco video I made that's like 7 minutes long and 70,000 views that I spent 10 minutes on. And it's a video about nothing except, look at this tank I got. Like, who cares? But apparently everyone cared because it got 70,000 views.
That is the way this game is played, and I don't understand it. I talked about this in great depth on my terrible, terrible live stream that I did on Thursday, because my camera kept freezing. The audio was good. Remember when I was having all those audio problems, and now the audio is fine. But I went into great detail about that. I've had so many of those this year that I just absolutely loved the video. I put a lot of time and tons of effort, and I was in love with it. Everything from the music in the videos to the everything, and nobody watches them, and that's kind of standard. It just happens. But I'm to a point now where that doesn't bother me because I kind of know, hey, this is a video I love. That means nobody's going to watch it, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, that's been going on forever. The video that I have on my channel that in the first 24 hours holds the record was another one like you're talking about, where I put like 10 minutes into it, had Petco in the title, shocker, and it got, I think it was like 27,000 views in the first 24 hours, which is a record by a mile for my channel.
Wow. Maybe I just need to keep buying stuff at Petco.
It's just weird because it's hard. It's hard to just be like, well, I just don't care. I'll just slap something together and it'll get a bunch of views. Like, I feel like you've kind of thrown in the towel if you do that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm just going to put something up. Who cares?
But those are the only ones that get 50,000 views.
I know. It's weird. It's like, do you embrace that and just say, forget it? I don't care. I don't know. I mean, I haven't gone there yet, but we'll have to see. And that super top secret thing that I was talking about is another one of those scenarios where Lisa and I are going to be spending a ton of time on these. And nobody will probably watch them. But whatever. I mean, I hope they do.
So I do want to touch on something because Lumpy Dog says giveaways get lots of views.
That's very true.
Giveaways do terrible on the back end. So if you're looking at analytics, people skip through to see who won. So it may say you got like 20,000 views, but when the average watch duration is like 30 seconds, that's actually murdering your channel.
Yep.
So why if you're just looking at views, it might seem like giveaways are a good idea, but ultimately in the long run, they always hurt your channel. And the only right way to do giveaways is in a live stream, really.
I completely agree. Or as Frank Abagnale would say, I concur. That's another good story. Anyway,
Isn't it Frank Abagnale Jr.?
I don't know. Maybe it is. But I lost my train of thought there. But oh yeah, completely agree. Live stream is the way to do it. I caused some controversy, and there was a YouTuber that I think didn't like me at all because I said this. But we're friends now, so it's all good. But the same thing was going on back in the day, except people would call it contests. Like, I'm going to do a 1,000 subscriber contest, and I kept telling people those videos do not get views. They don't work. I understand why you want to do that, but they don't accomplish the goal that you want them to accomplish. And I had so many people get mad at me for that. Mm-hmm. But it's the exact same thing you're saying. If you're going to do a giveaway, the only people that care about that giveaway are the people that are that entered. And secondly, you're right. They're going to fast forward to the very end just to get the results. So, and you know what? Anybody like you or anybody that does a giveaway is going to contact the person that won. So you don't even need to do a announcement like giveaway winners. You don't need to do that. So just do it all in a live stream and you'll be good.
So I actually did have one video that did really well with a giveaway. And the reason, and I don't know why I've never done it since, I probably should. It was a treasure hunt. And basically I had hidden like various aquarium co-op products throughout the video. And I didn't know I was going to do this when I was making the video. This was just stuff that was in the background at the time as I'm, filming around my fish room. And I was like, when I was uploading, I'm like, let's make this a treasure hunt. And for the first, the first person that spots an aquarium co-op product, you'll win an aquarium co-op gift card. And that thing got like 13,000 views, and the watch time was just insane. And people kept watching it over and over and over. And that was back when I had, I don't know, just like a few thousand. I think under 10,000 subscribers. So when I got 13,000 views, I was like, holy smokes. And then I just never did it again. I don't know why.
No, I mean, that's clever. I got to be honest. I didn't see that video. Sorry. But that's clever.
That's when you were off YouTube after I did that live stream with you. You were like, screw YouTube.
Yeah, I had to get away from this
I'm going
place.
to MySpace.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing that one, but that's a clever idea. If you're a younger YouTube channel, I say younger instead of smaller because smaller sounds mean. And you want to do giveaways to get views, do that by way of live stream. That's going to be a lot better than videos.
If you're struggling for that 4,000 views, live streams is the way to go. I mean, heck, I hit that on my gaming channel, and I only get like 8 people in the live stream. So, and I never upload videos. So, yeah, if you rack up the subscribers and you're struggling on views. Now, a lot of people don't like to live stream. A lot of bigger channels too, because they just, I know why, but I'm not going to say why. Some of them are nervous. Some of them don't want to answer questions and not be able to and look stupid. But yeah, like you and me, like I don't care. Like I don't have a problem looking stupid. I don't have a problem saying I don't know. And when I watch your streams, you're the same way. You say, I've never done that, so I can't say. But yeah.
Yeah, but I don't like that though. I mean, I'm not ashamed to admit it, but I don't like it. I mean, I feel like an idiot, and but it is what it is. I'm not going to make something up and then give bad information, but. Yeah, that's one of the hardest parts about doing live streams is getting asked questions that you don't know the answer to, because you feel stupid for one that you don't know the answer, and then for two, you have to just move on. But
yeah, somebody got me good though. Somebody got me really good back when I first started live streaming. I don't remember what fish it was, but they asked, "Have you ever kept this fish?" And they put in the scientific name instead of the common name, and I was like, "I have no idea what that is. I've never kept that fish." And then he was like, "It was in your last video." That was probably the like out of like 3 or however many years in YouTube. That was like the most dumb I've ever felt.
That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I've never been a scientific name person. I hear Rachel, and Rachel is like all over the scientific names, and it's impressive to me, but I just don't know them. I mean, and I don't know. I don't know if I've ever done like a species video on YouTube and actually said what the scientific name is, or just whatever. It's a blue one. That's what I call it.
Yeah, I mean, and there's, I mean, I have no idea what the scientific name of an Oscar is. Maybe I'd recognize it if I seen it, but I have no idea.
Yeah, I would recognize it if I see it, but I don't know it either. I know arowanas got me into fish keeping. I've been a fan of arowanas forever. It's like osteoglossum something. I don't know. I don't know the scientific name of arowanas. And guess what? I don't care because they're arowanas. So it's like,
Yeah, you could say the scientific name and no one would know what you're talking about except for Rachel.
right. Rachel would know, and serious arowana people would know, but me, I'm just like, whatever. I don't know. It impresses me when people do know those scientific names, but I'm not going to really put forth the effort to learn them all myself. It's like trying to speak another language.
And when they know them, but also can pronounce them.
Yeah.
Like, I just make it up. I'm just like, well, I'm just making this up. And people just assume that you know what you're talking about, but no.
Well, and the
The
funny thing,
the other tough thing I find with scientific names is, like some of the I know most of the like the rainbow fish scientific names. I still don't know how to pronounce them all. And people are like, well, go watch this guy's video. He pronounces them, and then I'm like, well, this other guy pronounces it a different way. Like, I hear Gary Lang, who's like a rainbow fish god, pronounce it, and then I hear someone else who's been breeding rainbows for 30 years, pronounce it, and they're both pronouncing it in different ways. And I'm like, who am I supposed to believe? Nobody knows.
well, and the thing is, I've had it before, like, because when I first started doing videos on my channel, it was all about showing African cichlids. That's all I cared about. And I would put the scientific names on there. And there was a few videos where I said the scientific names, and actually, I didn't do it on purpose, but I left out the common name. So I would get people putting in the comments, can you give us the common name? So it's like either way you go, there's going to be people that are going to be unhappy with it. So I just gave up on that and said, forget it. I'm not going to worry about the scientific name thing. I mean, if you're at that level of nerddom, then go for it. Look it up. But I don't know it, so
Yeah,
don't come to me for
I
that.
just watch some Boondock Saints or something and then try to pronounce scientific
Yeah,
names. It's my inspiration.
I'm getting just assaulted by this cat here. I don't know. He doesn't do this all day until I click or I answered your Skype call. Then
Why don't
he
you throw it
starts.
in that arowana tank? See what happens.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're not quite big enough yet to really do any damage.
Oh,
Yeah, as you just got demonetized your whole channel. Animal cruelty.
which is now a felony.
Good.
I don't know
Should
if you
be.
saw that, but yeah, they just signed it into law last week.
I actually know that because of you, because you told me that through
Oh,
Facebook Messenger. So I did not know that until you told me that, but I'm
yeah.
happy.
You see,
That's
here
good.
comes. Did you ever figure out who African American cichlid was?
No.
Because now he's trying to troll me with guppies. Hey Bob, John, ever kept guppies?
I I have. Yep. But I don't call them polybricticula. I call them guppies.
I honestly I don't even know if that's guppy.
Oh, I don't know. I think Lumpy Dog said Fishy Biz. I think it is Fishy Biz. If it's not Fishy Biz, it's Mr. 3000. It's one of those two.
Well, either way, thank you for the $2 super chat. I appreciate it.
On the topic of super chats, folks, I did make Bob a deal. There does need to be $150 worth of super chats contributed to the stream tonight. So that if you could do me the favor, he didn't say I had to contribute that. He just said that's what he needed in order to make it worth his
Well,
so valuable time.
no. In order to pay your appearance fee,
No, shoot, it'd be a whole lot more than $150. You crazy? No, so yeah, get to donating, please, folks, if you don't mind. And that would make me look good if you could get them up to that 150 mark. Think about it. There's 99 people watching right now. $2 from each of you puts us way over the goal. That's all it takes. So, yeah. Anyway,
well, thank you for the spiel. I don't. Anyways, there was a question here that I wanted to answer. Oh, okay, here it is. Would you rather have a pet as a cat's mind in a dog's body or a dog's mind in a cat's body?
Cats are super smart, but they're also incapable of being trained. I've never in my life ever met anyone that has a cat that they can be like, "Come here, Fifi," and the cat like comes to them and sits and rolls over and give me paw and all like dogs do. Cats don't run to the door and greet you when you walk in. So the dog's mind is the one that I would like because they're a little dumber than cats. Um, so yeah. But then again, I'm allergic to cats. I know how weird that sounds because I've got a cat in my lap as we speak.
So
I'm
do you just
allergic to
take
cats.
Benadryl like 24/7? You're just like,
No, I'm not allergic to them like it makes me break out in hives or makes me cough or sneeze. It's one of those, like if I was to rub my eyes right now, oh man, this would be a disaster. It wouldn't send me to the hospital or anything, but my eyes would get all red and
I kind of want to
puffy and
see you
be
do it.
watering.
You have something in
No,
your eye right here. Just,
shut up. I'm not going to do it. Uh, so yeah, I got to be real careful with that. But so yeah, I can't imagine a cat's brain in a dog's body. That would just be one arrogant, spiteful dog.
well,
That's
plus
what it would
dogs
be.
quite aren't quite as agile as cats. So if you put a
Agile.
cat's brain in a dog's body, you're gonna end up with a lot of broken bones. I feel.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, have you ever seen this guy on YouTube? He's from Russia, and he has a cougar that he got and raised as a dog. And it does everything a dog does. He walks it on a leash. It calls when he pets it, or it comes to him when he calls. It waits for him at the door. This thing is absolutely crazy. He's on YouTube. He's got like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And it's just
I
a
have not seen that.
gigantic cat that acts like a dog. Like
I
all the
have not seen that.
commands, everything. It's crazy.
I will have to check into that. I'm going to keep a tally here. Let's see.
Yeah, I got to run through these really quick. So we got John with his $2, Ali with the $5. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Carrie, $2 Canadian. Veranda guy, $2. This was kind of a joke, folks. So don't you know?
So we're at
think it was real.
$13.
What are we
We're
at?
at, we're at $13.
Well, you
We got a
better
long
do
way to
better
go.
than Corey. When Corey was on my live stream, he got $350 in super chats.
Wow.
So there you go.
Well, I'll never compare myself to Corey. Corey's a god. There we go. 15. No, excuse me, 16.
Fish Dreams, my friend from Florida. Thank you, thank you. $3 super sticker.
With the kissy pear. I like the kissy pear. That's cute.
Yeah, the pair, I don't know. It's like looking into a mirror. That's going to be one of my goals next year is to drop some more weight. We'll see how that works out.
Yesterday, I went and recorded the intro to my Oscar video, and I went to the beach near me because I just needed to get out of the house. And I actually said in the video, and I'm not going to edit it out, I wanted to get out and walk around so that I can stop being a big fat person. That's in the video. But people were looking at me funny at the beach, so I left.
So you put your shirt back on?
Yeah. No, I mean, I was expecting, it was like 45 degrees yesterday. I wasn't expecting anybody to be down at the water. Why would they be? But of course, that was the day that there was like 5 or 6 people there picking up trash on the beach. I felt like such a jerk. I'm like carrying my camera. Hey,
You're just throwing it down in front of them.
these people are cleaning it up. Felt like an idiot. But yeah, I'm not comfortable making videos in public. It just makes me feel weird.
It is. That's one of my things too. Like, I don't know. I get these ideas for these videos, and then I go and I'm like, there's all these people here.
Mm-hmm. I can do it if it's a fish event, like if we're at an Aquashella or something like that. But because everybody, I sound like an idiot, but not everybody knows who I am. But they'll know what I'm doing if
yeah,
I'm
they know what's going on. So,
right.
The weird thing is, someone else is interrupting you for a change. I can do it like if there's more than just me, but when I'm out there by myself with a stupid, I just got the selfie stick or something douchey like that. I'm just like, I can't do it. But like when Jimmy and I would make videos, I had no problems making an idiot of myself, doing whatever. I don't know, just making myself look like a jackass by myself is not very fun.
It's a weird thing because I feel like everybody's looking at me and they're like, look at that jerk. Look at that idiot over there. He's so self-centered that he's making videos so that his 5 friends on Facebook can see that he's having a great day at the beach, because that's how I'd be if I saw somebody doing it. I'd be like, who is that idiot? Who does he think he is? So yeah, it just, I feel like everybody's looking at me weird, so I just can't do it. And it's not like I'm always going out doing videos in public, but I see these guys, walking through the streets of New York City, and there's like people everywhere, and they're just like, yeah, so today I had this meeting, and I'm like, there's no way I could do that.
Well,
Absolutely.
I feel like New York is pretty easy to get away with that because I feel like that's probably going on all over the place in New York. Like everyone is probably just used to all these selfie idiots, trying to get their Instagram views or whatever.
Yeah, New York and California, it's probably commonplace out there because everybody is so self-centered and they're. I shouldn't say it that way because then people are going to be mad at me. But you know what I mean. Everybody's an actor, everybody's an entertainer, a creative person, whatever.
An influencer, man. We're influencers.
Yeah, there you go. I was wondering if I was filming my flower horn pair on live stream and they start fighting spontaneously, would that be a felony under the new law? And he's asking me, Jay's Beta Room. I don't know, but I think
you don't know. You're my legal representation.
I mean, I think a lot of people would be pissed if they saw that, but it's like, okay, so here's my opinion on this. If you put them together on purpose to get them to fight, then you're just a jerk and you should get in trouble for that. But if you have 2 fish together and they just out of nowhere start fighting, you can't predict that. You don't know that's going to happen. So, whoa. Are you GoProing?
On my hat, and then I was going to do these other. This is crazy. Like, this camera right here is not green. I don't know why it's not coming in. I have.
How many GoPros do you have?
These are not. I have one GoPro. These are not GoPros.
Oh.
This is I don't know. This is like a $40 action cam on Amazon. This one here was $200. This is just a 4K. This is like the competition to GoPro, and
okay.
This is probably like 2 years old, but it was better than the GoPro 6 when the GoPro 6 came out.
Huh.
But now they're on like I don't even know.
Do the GoPros? I've never had an interest in getting a GoPro, but do they have screens on them, or do you just point them and hope you're getting the right shot?
No, they have screens. There's LCD on the back. I mean,
the little teeny GoPros.
I don't know where my GoPro went. I just kicked it all over the floor.
Oh, see, I've never messed with one. I've never even touched one.
So I have a love-hate relation. I have no idea where that went. Anyways, I have a love-hate relationship with the GoPro because sometimes, like, my flip phone takes better pictures than the GoPro, but then sometimes I film with the GoPro and it looks as good as my $1,000 Sony. And I don't know, if I was a pro like Jimmy, then they would probably look good all the time, but I'm just not good enough to make the GoPro look that great all the time. Like, I did a time-lapse of the sunset last night and it looks amazing. And then, like, I was just walking around today filming and it just looked like crap. I don't know.
Are you seriously walking around all day with a flip phone?
I wasn't walking. I don't walk around with my flip phone.
Are you using a flip phone as your daily driver? Is that what your cell phone is?
Yeah, I had to turn it off. I mean, I just turned it off for the live stream.
So you don't have a smartphone then?
Yeah, I have a smartphone too.
All right, I'm confused. Explain yourself. You're walking around with 2 phones then?
One for the bros, one for the...
Oh, hello. Okay. All right, I got you.
I activated this one as a joke. Just as a joke.
Was it a Razor? Is that an old Razor?
Yeah, it's a Razor.
That's adorable.
Yeah, you see they're coming out with a new one. It's like $2,000 or some crap.
And it's actually a touch phone, folding touch phone, or what? A smartphone that folds in half. Yeah, I did see that.
I don't know anyone who spends $1,800 on that. They made way better life choices to be able to afford that than I did.
Well, it's an Android, so I'm not interested. as you just lost half your audience.
Oh, no, if there's any, it would be more than half. I don't think I have any Apple fans left subscribed to me.
Yeah,
I think over
you
the
don't
years
have
I ended up losing all of my Apple users.
no Apple fans, no Disturbed fans, and no Chihuahua
Well,
fans.
good. I don't want Disturbed fans because they're disturbed. Yeah, the nice thing about the flip phones is that you can text without looking at the phone, and I love that so much. Like I can drive and I can just be paying attention to the road, but you can still text because it has the the little button on there, so you know where the 5 is. You know that how many times you got to press 3 to get to D, or whatever. Not get the D, but get Anyways, whatever.
Yeah, I mean the Razor's a great phone if you're 74 years old. It's a great one.
It gets reception everywhere.
That was the best phone ever back then, But now, I mean, I'm surprised you don't get made fun of.
Well,
But,
I still have my S or Note. I think it's either a Note 9 or an S9. I don't know what the difference is, but it's one of those two.
Does it have the pencil
Um,
or the stylus?
um, is that what this is?
What
Yeah,
am I, Marquez
apparently
Brownlee?
I do.
Okay, then it's
And
a Note.
green.
The Notes are the ones that have the stylus pen because that's what Lisa has.
Uh-oh. I just made my phone do something by taking it out.
See, yeah, there you go.
I didn't even know that was in there until you just made me look for it.
It's one of those ghost pens. That's cute because it's like clear when you hold it up with the green screen. That's hilarious.
Razer phone is like canister filters. Only old people use them.
Hey, I have 3 canister filters running.
Everyone was posting their $85 FX6 deals, and I'm just thinking, still overpaid. Still paid too much.
$85 for an FX6.
You
They
didn't
must
see
be
that?
coming.
Yeah, they were $85.
They must be coming out with the 7 soon or something.
I think there was a mistake. I think it was I think it was Petco that price matched PetSmart, and then was like, wait, PetSmart has them at 50% off, and so then they price matched that as well, in addition to the already 50% off they had. It was something weird like that. But yeah, it was
That's
like
awesome.
80 some dollars after tax.
Lisa wanted me to go buy a camera yesterday on a doorbuster deal at Best Buy, but I didn't do it. $700. What, are you kidding me?
Man, that's like one video for you.
Oh, please. I can't remember which one it was, but I mean, it was a good deal because it was like are you serious? You're going to do that? He's biting the microphone wire right here while I'm sitting here. This is the worst cat. It was like a $1,200 camera, and it was marked down to $699. I was like, man.
But you don't know what kind it was.
It was a Canon. It was a
then
Canon
it was overpriced too.
T7i is what it was.
A Canon canister camera.
It was a good camera. I'm a Canon user, so you need to stop. Pretty much everything I have, you hate.
No.
And that really bothers me.
Let's take a look at this. This is a Canon. This is a really great phone.
You do realize I can't see you, right? You're saying take a look at this, like I can.
YouTube.
Well, yeah, I'll see it in 15 seconds.
Okay, I'll just hold it up here for 15 seconds. No, I have the Canon G7X Mark II.
Okay.
Which is better than the Canon G7X Mark III that just came out. And this camera is absolutely amazing for like a pocket camera, point and shoot. I would say probably one of the best. Like even better than like the Sony 4 or 5, whatever it's up to now. I think there's a 6. It might not be better than the 6 though. And this is coming from someone who knows absolutely nothing about cameras.
Yeah, I don't know about them either. I
That's just my opinion.
What I do is I look and see what everybody else is using, and I'm like, okay, well, that must be a good one, so that's what I'll get. That's how I do it.
I just bug Jimmy all day, every day when I'm trying. Like, I was trying to figure out how to do time-lapse on my Sony here, and I was, like, bugging Jimmy all night, just raging. And finally, he had to start making videos on his phone, videoing him how to set up the camera and then sending me the video because he has the same camera I do.
Is it what is that, the A6400 or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Okay. That's one of the ones I looked at. It's like $1,000, isn't it?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. You're driving me crazy. That's one of the ones I thought about getting, but if I upgrade cameras, I think I'm gonna go 90D, just because I like Canons.
Is yours mirrorless or is it a?
Mine's a DSLR. I have
Oh
the
man, that's old
SL2,
school. Man, no wonder you have canister filters. Jeez.
Canon SL2. Come on, you got a mirrorless like a month ago. You're talking like you're some kind of veteran.
Hey, this Canon is mirrorless.
Well, whatever.
My phone is mirrorless, so a month ago.
I remember you talking about it. It wasn't that long ago. But yeah, if I'm gonna upgrade, because I told Lisa yesterday. So here's the thing. My stream, the reason why it was freezing the other day is because one of the webcams is bad. And
real quick, if I can interrupt, what webcams are you using?
it is the Logitech.
The 922 or the 920?
It's the let me see.
923X.
I can't get to it right now. It's the 9. I don't know.
Can you just look at it? Is it right in front of you?
Yeah, but it doesn't have the model number on it. It's the 920C, I think it is what it is. Something like that.
Yeah. 920, that's the one I'm using.
And it's a 1080p. I didn't want to. Who cares about 4K and all that kind of stuff? And it's been good to me. I mean, I've had it for a long time. I bought a second one when Lisa started doing the stream with me. So we had two of the same webcams. One of them went bad. So Lisa's not here, so I've been experimenting and everything. I was troubleshooting it, trying to figure out what the problem was. Figured it out that it was the webcam, and so I started looking at alternatives. And I can actually use my Canon SL2 as a webcam. I mean, you can do that too. DSLRs you can use as webcams, and I guess you can do that with mirrorless cameras too.
Yep.
So I started talking to her, and I was like, I mean, we really have two options. I can just buy another webcam, which is like $110. It's no big deal. Or, we've been talking about upgrading the camera. Maybe we'll do that. Or I'll just buy another SL2, because I like the SL2 a lot. The photo or video quality is really good. It's easy to use. And she was like, no, if you're going to get another camera, you got to upgrade it. So that's all it took. So then it was like, okay, which one should I go for? And it would be the 90D. But I'm not going to do that yet, because the 90D is like $1,400. So.
Oh, so you have to make two videos to be able to afford it.
yeah. A couple more super chats and I'll be all right. But no, I mean, it's easy. I mean, I don't know. I just spent all this money on a computer and all this money on microphones. I can't go buy another camera. I mean, come on.
Well, you would be able to afford two of those cameras if you didn't buy an Apple computer that just failed anyways.
What are you talking about? Just failed anyways?
I saw the live stream when you were all choppy. That was right after you got your new camera or new laptop.
What I'm trying to tell you is you obviously don't listen to your guests, and that's very rude. What I was telling you was it was the webcam causing the problem. I'm not choppy right now, am I? I'm on the same computer. It's not the computer. It was the webcam that was doing it. So that's what started this whole conversation. If you were listening, you would have heard that.
So you stopped using the webcam that was built in on the laptop and you bought the Logitech.
No. That webcam is actually fine, but it's only 720, so we can't have that.
Jeez. But if you use the 720, you might be able to get it fuzzy enough that it may look like you have hair again.
Yeah, or maybe make it look so that my goatee is not quite so gray, but we'll see. Yours is good, coming in gray pretty nice too, huh?
Yeah, I like it. Keeps
Ladies love
young
it.
Women at bay. They're like, ooh, how old is that dude? Never mind.
Almost every woman that this topic has ever come up with that I've talked to, and it's not like I'm out there talking to women about men. I'm just saying,
you better hope Lisa's not watching.
No, she is. I don't think she's commented yet, but anytime that's ever come up, like talking to my sister or something like that, or Lisa, or anybody that I know, like, oh yeah, I got to dye this every once in a while because it's too gray, and they're like, no, gray hair on a man is what is the word? I lost the word. It's like, yeah,
Distinguished.
it's distinguishing. Like, whatever. I mean, yeah, it's distinguishing if you're George Clooney, but I am
Yeah, when
clearly
you're a
not.
couple of ugly dudes like us, it doesn't really matter.
Right, exactly. I mean, I need all the help I can get. So, uh, yeah, anyway, that just went way off the rails. Sorry about that.
I think the word we're looking for is, anyways. Um,
Oh, this cat. I just don't know what I'm going to do.
so I'm curious.
Here it goes. It's going to happen right now. You'll probably hear it on the microphone. And no, it's going to happen. There's going to be a crash, and it's going to be glass, and it's going to make noise. It's not an aquarium. Don't worry.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. Go ahead.
Well, anyways, I'm curious now that you've been back for quite a while. Do you notice any difference from when you started YouTube, took your break, and now we're on YouTube again? Like, what's any big differences that you would notice?
Um, I I'm I can't answer your question right now. I have to go grab this real quick. Hang on one second. Okay, sorry. It was
Okay.
it's a coffee cup, and the cat was about to knock it off the shelf, and I don't know if that's
This section of the live stream is brought to you by Just for Men.
So, answer your question, absolutely, absolutely. And I've talked about it before. Now, is your question pertaining directly to the fish tube world or just YouTube as a whole?
Either. I mean, obviously, I could see the ridiculous amount of changes in the last 3 years, but I just mean like what mainly more towards like fish videos or just like maybe the community in general. Basically any insight at all.
The fish tube community wasn't even a thing before I took my break. So that's your first answer right there. Uh, Huge difference there. You and I may have even talked about it when you were on my stream and scared me away from YouTube. Uh, there really wasn't a community. There were YouTubers that knew each other. You and I kind of knew each other. Me and Corey knew each other. But there wasn't like a community. And I love cats. They're so wonderful. And now there is, and that's a big deal. And that is one of the main things that got me to come back was the fact that there is such a tight community now, and everybody's supporting each other, and there doesn't seem to be very much. There is some, but not very much drama. So yeah, I mean, it actually feels like a community, which is night and day compared to the way it was before.
There was definitely a lot of drama when the whole fish tube thing started out. Like so much drama, it was ridiculous. But yeah, now it's like everyone's kind of figured it out. It's kind of leveled out. Yeah, it's definitely like very huge and a very big thing right now.
Well, and I went to the aquatic experience in 2005. 2015. There was, I think, 6 YouTubers there, and 2 of them were working. I mean, there's just now you go to them, and half the place is full of YouTubers. So, yeah, the community side of it is huge, and I think that works well for everybody because whether you're creating content or not, you're part of the community, and it's a beautiful thing. I mean, the probably 95% of the fish tube community doesn't make videos; they just are part of the community. So, and that just didn't exist then. They're seeing regular names that you see over and over and over again in streams and stuff like that. You didn't see that back then. So,
yeah, like Miss Candy Overhauls here, how you somehow wrangled to get on a live stream.
yeah.
And
It's what happens when you've got the pull that I've got, the power. Yeah, right.
Jeez, yeah. I mean, you hit that 100,000 mark, and boy, now nothing's impossible to you.
Man, everything changed. I tell you what. But no, yeah, I'm super happy about that. I'm looking forward to it because, I'm the exclusive. I'm the first one that's got that. And she explained to me why, and it's very sweet and it's awesome. But that's gonna be fun. But you're exactly right. Names like Candy Overhauls, and there's a bunch that you see
Well, I mean,
all
basically,
the
yeah.
time.
Everyone in the chat right now, like whether they make videos or not, they're always hanging around.
They are just as big, or just as important in this community as we creators are. So that's the
But yeah,
biggest thing.
I mean, if they weren't here, what would we be creating videos for?
That's very true. But well, I mean, I can answer that. You just put them out there for anybody,
Oh
because
yeah,
that's what it was like back then.
yeah.
Back before the fish tube thing happened, and I don't know what kind of drama you're talking about when it first started, because I was gone when it first started. But yeah, that had a lot to do with why I came back, because I'm like, finally now there is that community that I wanted so badly, and I tried to create the community. It just never really worked back then. So finding that out, that was a real thing, that the everybody had come together as a community, that's one of the main things that brought me back. So that was the biggest difference between the two, for sure. And I mean, obviously the size too, because when I went on my break, our biggest channel, Fish channel, was Joey, of course, and he was like the size of my channel now. And I go away for a year and a half, I come back and he's over 1 million. I was like, what? So the
Who?
size, Joey,
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
are you like in an office building or something? What are you doing?
No. I got Dan, the producer over here, setting up the production computer over here. So we're upgrading in the middle of my stream.
Oh, that's fun.
So all the noise in the background, that's our lab getting set up.
Sounds like you're in a production facility or something, and it sounds like I'm in a SPCA or something. Anyway. So yeah,
So I do see a comment here that I want to touch on, because it's something that I was just talking to you about a couple days ago. And Donald says a lot of YouTubers are having fish and pets for content, but don't take care of them. One video, a pet is there, and then the next video, the pet is gone. And this is just something that I was talking to you about like 2 days ago, which I find I'm glad other people see that too. And I just like that people are paying attention to that, and hope that they, remember those people. And I'm not a big fan of those people, and I'm not some person up here on a pedestal that's never killed an animal before. But I've never went out and got an animal for views and then just like kicked it to the curb, which I
that
see
is a
all
thing.
the time on YouTube.
That is a thing. I mean, unless you know something that I don't, which obviously you're not going to want to say here on the stream, but we can talk about it later. But I don't know of any fish tubers that are doing that. But you're right. The pet tube community is definitely that happens a lot. And I mean, with the fish tube community, it would be very easy to have somebody set up a new tank, and you just think, well, they're doing that just to get views, but really they're just setting up a new tank. So I don't know how big of a problem.
I don't know that it happens a lot in like the fish community, but I definitely see it with reptiles and other, pet tubers. Reptiles a lot actually, which is unfortunate. But
Well, and
when it
I'm
comes
sorry.
to like fish, it's like, no, we just have multiple tank addiction. It's not multiple tank syndrome.
Well, and I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act like what would get more views didn't come into play when it comes to setting up when it has come to set up tanks before. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Like, it's not as much like, oh, what's going to get the most views so we make the most money. It's like, what can have the biggest impact? Like a 125-gallon beta sorority, for example. I mean, so those, what will play well on YouTube has certainly come up in the conversation when we're setting up new tanks too. So I'm not going to lie to you and act like that wasn't a thing, but I think we've all done that. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just sitting here thinking.
Well, the ones I'm talking about are like, and this will probably give it away, but someone's like, oh, my $200 betta fish, unboxing my $200 betta fish, and then a month later it's my $200 betta fish died. Like,
oh, I don't know who that is,
stuff that
but
really gets to me.
Yeah, I mean, and that
the clickbait titles, you only got the animal for views, and then you more than likely don't even care about it dying, but you're clickbaiting that video as well for views.
I understand, and please don't get me wrong. It's not like what I was just saying was in somehow defense of these people, because I'm not trying to take their side, believe me, but I understand what it's like to hit that creative wall, and every YouTuber that's got over 50 videos knows what that's like, where it's like, well, what am I going to talk about now? I've already talked about everything. There's nothing left to do. So I understand hitting that wall, but yeah, buying a pet that requires, a certain amount of attention and all of this, it's a lifestyle like reptiles are. Yeah, that's dirty to just get one for views. I'm fighting off a sneeze here. I'm sorry. It's like literally everything's going wrong for me right now with the dogs and the cat and but it hitting that wall is definitely no fun. But I would never like, okay, I'm going to go buy a fish because I don't know what else to talk about on YouTube. I mean, no, I'm not going to do that, because I feel like people would see right through that. They would know exactly what's going on. Like a perfect example would be, and please don't anybody take this the wrong way, but if I was to go tomorrow and get a pufferfish, everybody has heard me say on my channel that follows me, has seen me say, I have no interest in getting a pufferfish. It's not that I don't like them. I do like them, but I don't have any interest in going and getting one. If I was to go get one tomorrow, people would know, oh, John's just doing that because puffers are hot right now and everybody's talking about them and he wants to get views. So
yeah,
I wouldn't do that.
There's I was talking to IFG a while back. Or no, it wasn't IFG. It was a Zenzo, and I was like, how many? Oh gosh, what are the brackish fish that he's into?
Not the mud skippers.
Yeah, the mud skippers. So I was telling him, I'm like, how many mud skippers do you think you've killed? Because he did the mud skipper. It went viral. Then a bunch of other YouTubers started buying mud skippers. And then, a bunch of just regular old folks were buying mud skippers and just killing them off left and right. So I'm like, I know you're doing it right, but how many mud skippers do you think you killed just from people buying mud skippers because your video went viral?
That is a thing. That's a real thing. And it's very true. I mean, you scared me there at first because I was like, I don't think Zenzo's killed a bunch of them. But no, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. And I think that's why people get so upset when they see YouTubers that are doing things wrong. Not that Zenzo was, because he definitely wasn't. I even thought about getting some of those little weird things, but
right?
Zenzo did a great job with them. But there are people on YouTube that are, putting goldfish in 5-gallon tanks and, doing just crazy things that we all know better than to do that. And a lot of people see those videos and they think it's okay and they go and do it. So I understand why people get so upset about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate, but I don't know what you can do about it. I don't like. I think I've maybe made like one or maybe 2 videos about my fish dying. And I don't know why. Like, it should be out there. It should be, here's the lesson that I learned. Here's what I did wrong. But I still feel like guilty about putting it out there, because no matter what, I'm gonna make money on a fish dying. Like, even if I had to monetize it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna make money. And I feel guilty about making money on dead animals.
Well, I'm going to make you feel differently, because if you think about it, a lot of you don't have a what I call "look what I have" channel. There are a lot of channels, and I am not saying that there's anything wrong with these channels, but there are a lot of channels that all they do is say, look what I have. Look at this new fish I got. Look at this new tank I got. Look at this filter. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. But there's no education attached to it. There's no, look what I got. Now let me tell you everything about these fish. It's just, look what I have, and I get my 50,000 views and then I move on. Your channel's not that way. You're educating people. You're telling people about the fish, whatever it is, whatever fish you're talking about. Even if it's a blatant advertisement for your website, you're still educating people. And I didn't mean that in a bad way. You're educating people on that particular fish. So, and you make money off those. So if you're doing a video that is about, hey, I made a mistake. I did one recently on my arowana. I made a mistake. My mistake resulted in my fish dying. And here is how you cannot make the same mistake. You actually are doing a service. And you shouldn't feel bad for that at all. You're going to save a lot of fish by making that video. So you're doing a service to the community. You shouldn't feel bad one bit. In fact, you should get paid double for those videos.
Well, I always bring it. I always talk about it on live streams, but nobody watches live streams and compared to other videos. But so I do talk about it. I just I don't do like produced videos about it.
Well, I did one for my arowana, and it got a lot of views. I don't know where it's at now, but I know where it's at, but I don't know how many views it has. But it was because I felt like it was something that it was a boneheaded mistake. It was a mistake that was easily avoided, and my dumb self allowed it to happen. And so, I put it out there so that no one else makes that mistake. Because it's about a very popular fish. It's about a fish that most people don't take care of properly. Let me do my part to show the audience not to be an idiot like me. So, I felt like I was doing good with that video.
Yeah, and even the people that like the I got this and I got that and I got this and look at what I bought. I don't even mind that as long as it's done right. But when you get one of these guys that buy like 50 African cichlids and just drop all 50 in a tank they just set up that's clearly not cycled, and it gets hundreds, millions of views. That's the stuff that really pisses me off.
Or turn a swimming pool into a saltwater tank for one day.
Or like, what did they make a goldfish slide or something? Like
there's a goldfish roller coaster and there was a fish slide. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, those are definitely uncool. But no, I agree with you. I don't think that there's anything wrong with look at me videos. Those are great. I mean, they're entertaining, but that's what they are, is entertainment. They're not really meant to educate. And I'm not going to sit here and stand on my high horse and act like I'm some grand educator. I'm just saying that's what I try to do. And, but sometimes
my last video was a look at what I got. The title was I bought 200 corridoras, or I got, I don't know, something like that. And but they're going in a cycle tank, and I don't know. There's just those other videos. Someone bought a I don't remember what the fancy pleca was, but they're like, oh man, I just saw this and it looked so cool, I had to buy it, but I don't have a tank set up for it, so I just set up this tank and fill it with water, and now I'm dropping it straight in.
Yeah. I mean, some of them.
I didn't even know the name of it.
Some of them can be a problem. I hope you don't mind this. It's your stream, but I have a comment paused here, and I want to make sure I hit it real quick because my name is highlighted on it. Be honest, though, do YouTubers get tired of seeing the same names in live streams? And that's from the wonderful Allie Patton. The answer to that question is absolutely not. No. And not just because you said that, Allie. No, I mean, that's what makes it feel like a community. When you see names over and over and over again. So no, if I was to answer that yes, I would expect you to check out and never go to watch another one of my videos again. But I'm answering that honestly, and I'm sure Bob would back me up on it. Absolutely not. I think
seeing the same people over, and then when I see them and see them and see them, and then when I don't see them, then it's like, Well,
Yeah, what's wrong?
I hope I did something to piss him off, and I hope because otherwise there might be something wrong, and I hope nothing bad happened to him.
There's
That's what I think about when I don't see someone for a while.
that's that brings up another thing here for me. The worst thing for me is when you see names all over the place, because I put streams on all the time. I'll be doing whatever I'm doing, and I'll have streams up, whether it's yours or Scott and Liz or Corey's, whatever. And I see the same names over and over and over again, but then you don't see those names in your stream, and it's like, why do like that person's
Why
on
don't they
every
like
stream?
me?
Yeah, what did I do to that person? And I mean that genuinely. Like, I would like to be able to correct whatever wrong I've done to make that person go to every single stream except for mine. There's one name in particular, which you can't make me say it, but it's like I see this name in every single live stream but my own. It's like, okay, well, maybe does this person work at 9 o'clock on Thursday nights, or do they just hate my guts? I don't know. But yeah, that's the only thing.
I like when other YouTubers come in. Like, I don't know if Rachel's still here, but if you are, hello.
Was she here before?
For me, when other YouTubers, yeah, your chat was paused, so you might not have seen her. But I like that. So I like when other YouTubers come in. I think there's only one bigger YouTuber that has never been on my live stream or commented on my live stream. So I think that's pretty cool.
Can I guess, or do you not want to be controversial?
Oh, I don't care. You can guess.
Well, I mean, I would guess Jenny just because she's not active.
Nope. Even she's been on my what was
really?
it? I think my 5,000 giveaway video live stream. I was giving away 2 of her calendars, and she hopped on and said thanks for giving away my calendar or something like that. But
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Jenny's a sweetheart. Well, I mean, obviously it's not Corey, it's not Joey, because I've seen him in yours. Dustin. Dustin's never been in any streams, so it's probably Dustin.
Yeah, it's Dustin.
Yeah. I mean, Dustin's moving a million miles an hour. He doesn't have time to go on your stream. He's never been in mine either, so don't be offended by that.
I take it very personal.
If I saw Dustin in one of my live streams, I would probably poop my pants. Or I would just think it's one of his guys. I'd be like, no, because I actually hung out with one of his guys, and his name was Ryan Howard. I remember it because of the baseball player. And so I would think it's him. I don't think the guy Josh works for him anymore. So, yeah, I wouldn't even think it was Dustin, because Dustin's moving too fast. He doesn't have time to go on people's streams.
What else was I gonna say? I don't know. It'll come to me. Aqua Discovery with the $5 super chat. I always wanted to be a Nat Geo photographer, so now I just take Nat Geo-ish style pics and videos. No voice, audio. A very good, if you're an Instagram person, it's a good Instagram to watch. Or to follow, just because of the good pictures.
It's the beautiful thing about what we do is you get to, like this person said, you get to do what you've always wanted to do. You're not doing it like for a living, but you get to kind of experience what you've always wanted to do. It's a beautiful thing. I talked about that in my stream a couple of weeks ago. I don't even remember when it was, where I talked about it was when I had Zenzo on. It talked about my love for talk radio and how doing live streams is kind of like my way of living out that fantasy. So anyway,
I want to touch on this too. Ginger says, I just bought 125 gallon for the rainbows I got from you. I'm taking a break from cleaning, so I have a place to put it. Well, thank you for the support in buying a rainbow fish from me. She is my #1 customer.
Nice.
Yep. As far as dollars spent on the site, I don't think anyone's gonna pass her anytime soon.
Wow. Way to go, Ginger. Can I break your heart right now, Bob?
You can break my heart. Okay.
I have never it's 26 years now. I have never had a rainbow fish.
Oh, that's all right. They're not for everyone. Like,
it's not that I don't like them. I've just never had one.
Yeah,
I think they're awesome.
There's like arowanas, not for me.
See, there you
I
go.
like them; they're awesome, but I this like the style of tank they require is just not my style.
Somebody said Bob has a heart. Well, he doesn't anymore because I just
It's
broke
been
it.
broken long time ago.
But no, I mean, everybody has their own things. I don't really have any reason for not having rainbows, though. I mean, because as far as the colors and stuff like that, they're similar to Africans. I've been an African cichlid guy for a very long time. In fact, I'm very embarrassed by my care of my African cichlids right now because their tank is an absolute disaster. It'll be taken care of tomorrow, but they're so similar to that in that the females are silver and the males have the colors, but I've just never had them. It's one of those fish I've never had.
That's like
Hey, look at this.
me with gouramis. I've never in my life had a gourami, but I have nothing against them. I think they're beautiful fish. I think they're fun. Just it'll happen one day eventually, but it just hasn't happened yet.
I like dwarf gouramis. I'm not a huge fan of the giant gouramis, though.
Yeah,
I
I would
think they're
never
a
do
little.
a giant. I would only do the dwarf.
I like again. It's like puffers. I like them. I'm just not interested in getting one for myself.
I think you should cover this super chat. It's directed towards you.
Lisa KGTropicals with the $5 super chat. Hi Bob. Hi everyone. John, did you feed my cats? I did. And your cat, not mine anymore. Your cat is finally asleep on the table. He was driving me crazy earlier. You probably didn't get to see it, but I saved your cup because he almost broke your cup that was part of your aunt or grandma's or whatever set. I saved it, so I'm your hero. So I think we're up to like $30 now, Bob. We got 120 left to go. We're not stopping the stream
Nope.
until Bob gets his $150.
Well, now people are specifically not gonna super chat.
That's true. Even honey, yes, and I put the water in it and the frisky
She's
wet food
she's talking
and everything.
about me. Have you
Oh, you're her honey now?
have you fed me yet?
That's funny.
Does he usually skip a cat? Yeah, that's funny. Have you fed the cats? Even this one, John? Even this one?
Well, honey is the one that is an outdoor cat that actually doesn't belong to us, and so yeah, she's outside, but we feed her. Well, I can say we now because for the last 3 days I've fed her, but Lisa usually feeds her, and so yeah, that's why there's the extra one. And here we go. We're talking about cats. Here comes the party again. You're not going to
Fisher
bite.
says, I've been looking at sparkling gouramis. I have been looking at buying sparkling gouramis myself. Well, not for myself, but for the website. KG Cichlids with the $2 super sticker pair. Thank you.
The pair that looks like he's about to vomit.
It actually looks like he's trying to hold in a turd, but see the way his knees are bent and he's kind of struggling, flexing.
$118 left to go, folks. Actually, if you want to drop out YouTube's 70%, we got a long way to go to get you up to 150
Well,
or 30%. Excuse me.
And the government's 20%,
Right.
21%, I believe, 21 for me, anyways.
See, a sparkling gourami is not something I'm familiar with. I haven't seen those.
It's like a nano gourami.
See, I like those. I like the smaller gouramis and the dwarfs and I like those a lot. I think they're adorable. Giants.
You would look at it and be like, that's not a gourami. It doesn't have like the usual gourami look.
Okay. Well, I like the usual gourami look. I've had dwarf gouramis and I like them a lot.
There you go. Zen Ginger with the 99-cent turd. That's like, if everyone would just drop a 99-cent turd, that would make it a fantastic night.
Chad Krotz just said, "You know what? I've had enough of this." I don't know if it came through on your end.
You guys suck. he's putting an end to it right now.
Get this bald guy out of here with his cats. No, Chad knows me. He knows what I'm all about.
This just makes me want to go longer out of spite.
But I mean, that still doesn't get us where you need to be. I benefit financially nothing from this. So, that money's all going to him. So it's still a long way to go before we get to that 150 mark.
I can't believe you're turning this into a thing.
It's a telethon.
I said this to him before the live stream when we were talking as a joke. As just a joke, not. Don't think I'm. I don't want people to think I'm sitting here begging for money.
Well,
Lumpy Dog, they hang out in it. What? Oh, under the Christmas tree. In. You guys already have your Christmas tree?
no, my Christmas tree's in my basement right now. Until Lisa brings it up.
Nice. You make her carry it?
It's in pieces. It's a fake one.
Oh,
it's not heavy.
You're one of those people?
Yeah, you set it up. You got it done in 5 minutes. Lights are already in it. You plug it in.
How dare you?
Hey, I mean, time is valuable.
Do you get
I'm sitting here right now.
The tree scent thingies from the gas station? What am I trying to say? I don't know.
The air fresheners?
Yeah, that's it.
No, Lisa has one of those in her car though. It's a black one. Whatever fragrance that is. She's got a black one. I forget what. I used to remember when the vanilla ones were really popular. The yellow ones. Everybody had those in their car. The vanilla trees that are air fresheners. Anyway, that goes way back.
No, I'm not.
That was
old.
back when like Ice Ice Baby would be playing on the radio.
It still plays on the radio.
Well, like on regular rotation, I mean.
Oh, I think that should always be in a regular rotation song. I don't care if it's country, classical. That song should always be played. People would be happier.
I'm a big fan of that song. I am. I'm a big fan of Robert Van Winkle. And let me tell you something. I watched a video, yes I did, about him the other day. And he said something to the effect of making around $3 million per year to date still from that song.
Royalties are crazy. I'll tell you. So, a long time ago, I used to work at a store called Good Guys, which some people might know was an old electronics store, like Best Buy before Best Buy was around. And I had an old gentleman there who produced a one-hit wonder. I cannot for the life of me remember what song it was. But he produced a one-hit wonder in the 70s, and he was still getting, it was like $1,800 a month in royalty as a producer. Not a writer, not a singer, not a band member, but as a producer.
Wow.
I'm thinking, man, I should start creating content that I get some royalties off of.
I'm telling you. I mean, some of those songs, though, like Ice Ice Baby wasn't even a one-hit wonder. That's like a juggernaut song. That's like a anthem, iconic, it's everywhere. It was on every commercial. It was in every movie. It was everywhere for so long. And hey, I mean, he's still getting paid like ridiculous money from that to this day. It's awesome. And I love his TV show too, by the way. I don't know if you've seen it.
Is he still flipping houses or whatever, doing something with houses?
The Vanilla Ice Project. I don't like the houses that he does because he puts like marble and all that crap in it. It's not my
what
style.
Do you like,
but
linoleum?
No, come on. But he's doing like super high-end mansions in Miami and stuff like that, and they're all pastels and just not my style. I'm more of a hardwood floors.
It's all clickbait to get people like you to watch it.
Well, I don't know, but I think he's a cool guy. I'd like to hang out with him sometime. He'd be fun.
Yeah, I agree. I bet he has. I would just like to listen to his stories from back in the day, like being hung off a balcony upside down by his ankles.
I was just thinking about that exact story. That's so funny. I'd love to hear about that. To hear him tell it, he's like, what was I going to do? Not give him what he wanted? And he's hanging me off of a balcony. Yeah, that was pretty scary. But I had a white 5.0 Mustang too, by the way.
I think he gets. So Aqua says he gets it and then turns around and pays it for Queen. I think that they already settled that, and I think he's getting that $3 million is his income after all of that.
And the reason why is because he actually bought that song. He bought the rights to that David Bowie song with special guest Queen. So you weren't completely wrong. But yeah, I learned that same thing in that same interview that he bought that song. So he owns that song completely now.
That was smart of him.
Yeah. Just like Michael Jackson bought the Beatles catalog.
Yeah. Does he still own it? Like, does his estate still own it?
Well, he's dead, so I don't think he owns it
That's why
anymore.
I said his estate.
Oh, sorry. That response was already pre-programmed. It just,
I knew as soon as I said that you were gonna say that, so I just say estate.
uh, I don't know. I mean, who even has his estate? I don't know.
His family. It's probably his mom, to be honest.
Bunch of weirdos.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think his dad died too, didn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
8675309. Yeah, that's another one that's still making money to this day. There's a lot of songs like that. The We Are the Champions. Can you imagine how much money those guys are making off that song
So we
still?
just got to come up with one kitschy song, and we're set for life. And then the good thing is now we can just auto tune it, so we can just make it sound however we want. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, because I'm not going to be able to dance like Vanilla Ice. I can tell you that.
Oh, I can. I mastered. I think I don't know how old I was, but I mastered the dance and like every lyric. And
Well, I knew all the lyrics, but that's impressive if you could do the dance.
yeah, I can still do the dance. As a matter of fact,
Oh, come on now.
absolutely.
You better never see me in public again. The amount of money I will offer you to do that in public, it's going to happen.
It's just the running, man. It's not hard.
I bet you learned all the MC Hammer dances too, didn't you?
It's the oh no. I wasn't in camp MC Hammer. I remember watching the MTV Movie Awards, and it was like the video of the year was Ice Ice Baby or Can't Touch This, and I was like, it better be Vanilla Ice, it better. But then MC Hammer won, and I was like, oh, screw the world. I'm gonna go listen to Nirvana.
Oh, nuts. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
absolutely. Yep. I mean, he's probably still making money off that too.
Man,
Ready
talk
for
about the wrong
Bob to dance
profession.
for the super chats. Yeah, y'all get him up to 150. He might do the dance on camera. How cool would that be? The most watched video on your channel, guaranteed.
Nah, no, I don't think so. That weird stuff doesn't work very well. Let's be real.
I would watch it over and over and over again. You'd be good for at least like 300 or 400 views just from me.
No, I never owned a pair of hammer pants in my life. What are they, parachute pants or whatever they're called?
Speaking of oh god, hammer pants. When he tried to go all hardcore, and he did that, I can't even say it with a straight face. My God, the video for that song, I think it was called like "Pumps and the Bump" or something like that, and he. The video, oh God, I can't even say it. Do you know what I'm talking about yet? The video.
The only
he
other
was
song of his that I even know is, what is it, Too Legit to Quit or something like that? Was that him?
okay. It's definitely not that, but you got to look this up. I think the song is called. It's like "Pumps and the Bump" or something like that. Somebody probably can put it in the chat. But he is basically dancing along with several other men in like a speedo. A speedo, and the way he's dancing, the hammer is hammering.
This does not sound like something I want to see.
I'm sorry, I just said that out loud, but it scarred me forever when I saw that. You got to watch the video; you'll know what I'm talking
Pumps and
about.
a
Somebody, please back me up here and tell me. Does anybody else know what I'm talking about? Pumps and a bump. There you go.
Yep.
All right. So if you look at that and you watch that video, it will damage you. I'm telling you, it is. Yeah.
Okay,
Just watch.
so I know that you're a Joe Rogan guy, right?
I am. Yes. Thank you.
So I don't remember which
Thank you.
podcast I was watching, but he was talking about the feud between like Vin Diesel and The Rock, and like Jason Statham, and like the big feud that they have. And he brought up this video that Vin Diesel made, and I don't know if you've seen this video, but I thought maybe if you saw the podcast you would have went and watched it. But Vin Diesel made a video of him dancing to like "Drunken Love" by Beyonce or some song like that. And if you have to go watch that after we're done here, like
I
write
will
that
do
down,
that.
put that in your memory bank. It is the most ridiculous thing you have ever seen, and Vin Diesel is definitely drunk or on something, and you will never look at Vin Diesel the same way ever again. I guarantee it. I wish I could play it without getting a copyright strike. It is
Yeah.
just the most horrific thing you have ever seen in your life. Especially because he's like doing some kind of dancing to it, and he used to be like a break dancer.
Yeah.
But what he's doing is so, it's you can't even describe it. You can't even
Well,
describe it.
what you just said is exactly the same thing with that MC Hammer video. I'm telling you,
Okay, I'll
because
check that one out, but you got to check out the Vin Diesel one.
when MC Hammer did "You Can't Touch This" and the "Too Legit to Quit" and all of that, he was still like the gospel guy, and he was like this wholesome guy, and his career started to go down a little bit. So he created a new sound, and he like reinvented himself into this more like gangster type, where he was wearing all black and hoodies and like LA Raiders stuff, trying to be NWA. And he,
Oh, so is this like when Hulkamania went NWA?
yeah, I mean, it was, it might have been around the same time. I don't know. But it's just a complete departure from what you're used to seeing with him. And he
wait, that was
did that
NWO.
video, and everybody was in very, very tiny bathing suits, including the men. And when they would dance, things would definitely be Hammer Time. And it was disturbing, the fact that they played it on MTV. Remember when they
So-
used to actually play videos?
Man, I imagine it's like a website that I know of that I can't say on here. Um, man,
I'm assuming it's available on YouTube. I'm not gonna play it, obviously, because But yeah, anybody that goes and watches that, just understand, it's brutal. Yep, it's there. It's everybody's got it up there. So yeah, you can watch it after the stream. You'll enjoy. It's fun. Anyway, can we change the
Anyways.
subject back to Joe Rogan?
no, he was the one that brought up the Vin Diesel video, and it just reminded me of because you were talking about the same kind of thing.
Were they trying to talk about like who would win in a fight between all those guys?
No, because there is an actual real life feud between all of them.
Oh,
And so in like the Fast and the Furious series, Vin Diesel and The Rock have never appeared in the same scene together. Like like the filming, they had to film it separate and then splice it together. So like if they use like body doubles because they refused to be in the same scene together.
that's just so weird, because The Rock just seems like such a likable guy all the time. Maybe it's an
and
act,
he is.
but
You follow him on social media and all this stuff, and he's like this super like positive, always positive guy. Upbeat, super positive. Doesn't talk bad about anything. But when it comes to Vin Diesel, like he just slams Vin Diesel. And then like the Hobbs and Shaw movie with The Rock and Jason, like
Statham.
yeah, Jason Statham wouldn't do it because there was like a part in the movie where The Rock like knocks him out, like knocks out his character, and Jason Statham's like, nope. It's like in his contract that he can never be like knocked out in a fight.
That's funny.
Like these like super machismo macho guys are like have all these rules. Like I also think like his contract says he can't be punched more than like 21 times in a movie. Just all this stuff so he doesn't make him so he can look tough and all this stuff. And I'm like, it's a movie. It's not even real.
Yeah, that's these actors, man. They've lost their mind. They all. I mean, Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel is a guy. I don't know if I feel bad for him or what, but that guy could have been like the biggest action star. I mean, I know he did the original Triple X, and didn't he do a couple of weird vampire movies or something? But that guy could have been what The Rock is now.
Well, don't
And
feel
why
bad for him. Do you know what his net worth is?
No, doesn't he own like the Fast and the Furious series or
Yeah,
something?
he's worth over $200 million.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for his money. I mean, but like he could have been, I don't know. Actually, if that's true, which I have heard that before, so I believe you. I don't feel bad for him at all. Screw that guy.
Yes, I mean, yeah, he's getting royalties on like at Disneyland. That has this, the Fast and Furious ride, all that stuff. It's crazy.
I've always wondered, and maybe that's the answer for Vin Diesel. That's why you don't see him as the big action star, even though he is in all of the Fast and the Furious movies. But when you get there, like a great example is Keanu Reeves, who is a guy that I happen to like a lot. He made like hundreds of millions of dollars off of the Matrix series. Why work anymore? Like I don't understand that. Why not just call it quits? I would not work if I.
So,
What for?
so if you like struck it big time on YouTube and had like a super mega viral video, you're just gonna stop making videos. You're not gonna do it anymore.
No, because a super mega viral video that gets 25 million views would make $30,000-$40,000, which is great. But no, I mean, if I became PewDiePie
But
for
my point is that you're doing this because of something you're passionate about. Just like I assume Keanu Reeves is very passionate about movies.
well, yeah, and he's very good at it too. But what I'm saying is, if I did strike it rich on YouTube, which I never will, but if I
Not with
did,
that attitude.
and shut up, and Lisa and I put $100 million in the bank, I'm 45 years old. I'd have been like, all right, that's it. I'm done. Because not because I don't like what I'm doing, but because like, what do I need to work for? I'm gonna go lay on the beach somewhere.
All right, so if you had $100 million in the bank, you wouldn't come on my live stream anymore.
I would probably still do. I would still do videos because it's fun, but I'd probably like donate all the money that the channel makes to you or something. I don't know.
Oh, good, all $20.
Yeah, you'd be getting like $25 a month for the rest of your life. That's some
Sometimes I
passive
wonder,
income
like,
right
do you
there.
ever wonder, like, if you, well, I mean, you did quit YouTube for a while, but sometimes I wonder if I quit, like, how much money in a year would I still be making on YouTube? Per month.
I can answer that, and I can't explain it, but at least from my experience, I can tell you that it never changed for me. Now, when I took my break, my channel was still considerably smaller than it is now, obviously. And the amount of views that it was getting was a tenth of what it's getting now. But the amount of money that came in every month from YouTube never changed. It stayed consistent every single month for
I
the
feel like you
entire
had all
time
them
I was on my
cichlid
break.
videos though that were still getting tons of views every month.
There was no tons of views. My channel was getting like 150,000 views per month.
That's more than I get now.
Well, okay, but that's what I was getting before I took my break, and I took my break and continued getting that volume of views for the entire however long I was gone, 15 months or whatever it was. Which I'm not saying that as to brag. I'm saying it's weird. Like you would think if you're not uploading anything that it would just completely die off, but it
I
stayed
feel like your
consistent.
videos were like searchable though. Like when you searched African cichlids, like your videos always came up. Like I don't know what series it was, but I think it was like something to do with like the difference between like haps and mbunas and peacocks or something like that.
A guide to buying African cichlids.
Yeah, that one. Like anytime
Yep.
I searched anything about cichlids, like that was always number one.
That was the number one video on my channel from the day I made it up until like 2 months ago. And it got overtaken by a couple of 10 Things videos. But yeah, that was a big performer for us. And when I look at it now, it's got like 650,000 views, which is amazing. But I put that video out in like 2013. You know what I mean? It's just consistently been getting videos. That's the thing. That's the best advice anybody could ever get for YouTube is create evergreen content, which is why sometimes the look what I have videos might not last long. You know what I mean?
No, and
But
they
if you-
don't. They never do.
Right. It's kind of like they go up and you get that spike in the very beginning, and then they die off and they don't really do anything. But if you can create something that's evergreen, meaning 2 years from now it's going to have the same impact that it will today, that's where, if you want to make money on YouTube, that's what you do. And that's why 10 Things changed it for us, because every single one of those videos is kind of evergreen. Like, you could watch it whenever and it's all going to be the same.
So
everything's going to apply.
Do you regret taking your break? Or was it something that you feel you needed and it was totally worth it?
I definitely needed it. It was definitely worth it, but I definitely regret it. It's weird. It's like, I needed it. Lisa could tell you if she's still in here. I needed it bad. And there's a lot of reasons why. There's reasons that I haven't even talked about as to why I needed it so bad. I do regret it because it makes me wonder where I would be now if I hadn't taken the break. But at the same time, coming back from the break, I had a completely different approach. I had a different look. The way I was looking at this was different. My motivations before I took my break were completely different. So if I didn't take the break, would I have continued on the exact same way I was, which would have never gotten me anywhere? I don't know. I mean, so a lot of it's up in the air. But so for right now, I'm going to tell you, I think it was the best thing for me. I definitely needed it. It accomplished what I needed it to accomplish. And when I did come back, I had a different way of looking at it, a different strategy, a different approach, whatever you want to call it. And it's worked out. So
it's definitely a grind. And I feel like I've been on break for like a year. And I don't know, like, if I had like a family and, other responsibilities, I don't know that I could have gone this long without taking a break at some point. And I've only been doing this for like 3 years. I didn't start uploading until 2016, and you've been doing it since 13. And the only reason I haven't taken a break is because I don't have a family or a life or anything. But yeah, I changed. So for me personally, I made a commitment to Corey and to myself. Back when I first started, like, Corey was around 5, 6, 7,000 subscribers, and he was helping me a lot. But he was helping a lot of other people, and they weren't listening to him. They weren't taking it as his advice. And so I was like, I'll just do whatever you say. And he's like, well, commit to 2 years. Treat it like an internship. Do 2 years. And I never missed a video. I kept a schedule, which now you know that I have no schedule. I just upload whenever. But that whole first 2 years I did, and I had that really good growth. And for the last year, I haven't done that. So I've gone from getting 1,500 plus subscribers a month to around 500. So it's definitely affected it. So I definitely feel like I've been kind of on a break this year. But it's hard. It was hard to do it for 2 years consistently, never missing a video, never missing a live stream, and doing it for even longer. I couldn't even imagine. It'd be crazy.
It is difficult, and my full-time job is very demanding. Takes a lot of hours. I've always had a policy, and I complain to Lisa all the time about this, telling her I need to stop doing this, but I never will because it's just the way I am. I've always had a policy. If I am working on YouTube stuff, unless I've got the camera on and I'm recording, my door is wide open. So we have 5 kids. 4 of them live here now. One of them's got her own place. They can come in and, like, if I'm in my office or wherever I am and I'm working on YouTube stuff, they can come down, and sometimes they'll just come in and just sit in the room, and they're like on their phone. They're just sitting in the same room as me, or they'll come in and tell me about something that happened at school or at work or something. That's never not been a thing. Like, so what I'm getting at is, if you were to like push your family to the side, it would probably be easier, but I would have never made it through anything like that. So I've always had a policy where it's like, if you want to come in and interrupt me, I don't like it because I'm working and I don't want to be interrupted, but I'm going to put it down and we're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about, and then you can go back and do whatever it is you want to do. So that's kind of helped me with, you were talking about if you had a family, you probably wouldn't do it. That's helped me get through that. If I was just like detaching myself completely, like I'm editing a video, don't interrupt me, I would have burnt out 5 years ago. So, and when I took my break, it had nothing to do with that. It had to do with more personal things, bills, and there's a million things that caused it. But it actually, I didn't take my break because it was interfering with my family. But anyway, I don't even remember where I was going with that. But it is difficult to balance it all. And one of my problems that I had before was that I didn't balance it. I prioritized YouTube over my other job, and that's why we ended up being so ridiculously piled up in debt. So, which is all gone now.
Well, that's good. I guess I would never expect you to say your personal reasons for taking a break, but I think being able to gain perspective in that break and come back, and now you're just killing it ever since you've been back. So clearly, it was the right choice.
It's not overly personal. I mean, it's not like something I'm ashamed of or anything like that. I mean, Lisa and I put everything we had into KGTropicals financially and physically and mentally. And when KGTropicals shut down, that was our choice to shut it down. It's not like somebody took it from us. We tried so hard to hold on to it, and we went farther and farther and farther into debt trying to make this thing happen, and it just didn't happen. I was doing everything wrong, and it just was stupid what I was doing. And the problem was I held on too long, and the debt was going up.
When you're talking about KGTropicals, you're talking about your store?
Right, the fish business, not the YouTube channel. I didn't put any money into my YouTube channel until I came back from my break, but yeah, the business of KGTropicals, the buying fish, doing what you're doing now, basically. But we had a ton of overhead, of which, when we canceled on the lease, we still owed, and we owed UPS $10,000. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. The bills that we had that had piled up.
Can I ask how you got overhead or stuck with UPS? Because they've been trying to seduce me a lot lately, and I'm still not sold on them. I'm curious how you managed to get in.
I don't remember. I think it might have been one of those deals where, and this is going very personal, but where when things were starting to slow down, it was like, do we pay? Because I'm sure you have it the same way. We didn't pay for every shipment. We would just get billed like every week or something like that, or whatever, for the shipments that we were sending out. And I think when things were really going down, it was like, okay, do we pay the UPS bill, or do we just hold on to that and get more fish? And so you start getting into that game where it's like, do we pay this or do we pay that? That's how things all got piled up. And it got to a point where that was so out of whack, the money that was coming in from the business and the amount of debt that we had, that we just had to completely shut it down.
So the question I was trying to answer is not how you got yourself in a bunch of debt, but that I was trying to ask was basically how they build. So like right now, I pay for most of my packages, every single package. There's a few of them, because my site is through Shopify. Sometimes it is, depending on where they go. So when I'm like doing my shipping for the week, I have like 3 different sites set up, and whichever one is cheaper for that particular address I use. So when I do buy it through Shopify, it doesn't bill me. They bill once a month. And like, I think it was last week, they took like $300 some out of my account, and I'm like, what is this? And then like, I go in and investigate it, and it's like, oh, it's all the shipping charges I had last month that I bought through Shopify. So
right.
It sounds like basically the same thing with UPS.
Well, it was, we started out with FedEx, and we were doing exactly what you were talking about. We would pay each individual shipment, and that was great. The problem was when we started with UPS, we got cheaper rates and all that, but then we had it was a different way of billing. I wish we had kept it where we were paying with each shipment. It would have been so much better, but yeah, it's one of those bad business decisions, and it is what it is. UPS was great as far as their service goes, and their rates were better and everything else, but we just screwed that up. So that gives you some real inside information as to why things got as bad as they did, and why I had to take my break so that I could focus on getting all of that taken care of, which took another 3 years to get it all taken care of. So,
Well, that's good. I know I've asked you a lot of questions privately too, because I'm basically doing the same thing you did, except not a retail location. Um, and it's one of the reasons why I'm trying to go very slow. And I remember when I first started this, I was like all gung ho. I still remember on my live stream saying like I'm sick of going to all these fish websites and they're always sold out of everything. I'm never gonna be sold out of anything, and sure enough, I'm sold out of everything because I don't want to bring in 1,000 of the 50 different species of fish I sell on my website. There's no way I
right.
could do it. There's no way I could ship that much, and so yeah, that's. I wish I never said that on my live stream because I'm sure people are like, "You said you were never going to be sold out." And well, it's literally impossible for one guy. I think the most packages I shipped in a week, and I only ship 2 days a week, Monday and Tuesday. It was like 20. Like it was right in the middle 20 somewhere, and even that, like I'm getting up at like 4 a.m. to start packing and shipping. If I ever had to like ship like 50, I don't even know what I would do.
I hear Corey talk about his numbers sometimes. He talks about in his live stream the amount of orders that they're shipping out per day, and I'm like, man, that's amazing. And that I'm going to answer your question that you asked a long time ago, as far as do I regret taking the break? I regret shutting KGTropicals down more than I regret taking a break, because I look at the way things are now. Uh, and you're getting so many orders and stuff right now already, and your business is brand new, and it's happening because of this community. This
Oh
community
yeah,
is
absolutely.
a completely different thing than it was when I was doing it. So if I was still doing it with the community that we have now, I'm not trying to make the claim that we would be rich, but we would be in a completely different situation, and I wouldn't be fixing furniture every day. I'd be doing this like Corey does every day. But
Well, I know
that
he
is the
ships
biggest
like
regret.
I was in the warehouse a couple of weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer, and they have the counters on there, and it was like at 180 something. And
That's insane.
yeah, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. But imagine shipping like 180 live fish packages. That just makes my head hurt even thinking about having to do that. And
Yeah,
so it's like my whole thing is just go slow, slow and steady. Yeah, people are mad all the time, but it's just the way to do it.
it's one of those things that you don't, you look at someone like you did, and you're like, "Psh, I know I can do better than that. I'll never be out of stock," and you don't get it until you're doing it. Then you're like, okay, now I totally understand why all of those sites are out of stock all the time, because you have the distributors, and you can only buy so much inventory, and maybe you get a tank full of fish that are all sick or something. Now you get it.
Yeah,
And
the growing pains have been insane. Like learning what ships well, what doesn't ship well, what comes from the wholesaler in good condition, what doesn't. I'm still. It's been super fun, but I haven't made a single penny from selling fish yet. But it's been insanely fun, so it's worth it for me. And I feel like hopefully by next spring, a lot of those growing pains and issues like that will be worked out, and it'll be a lot better financially.
I
Uh,
think I think that kind of business, and really any business for that matter, it's very similar to a YouTube channel, in
mhm.
that you got to make it through that initial few years. You got to get through that grind. You got to work your butt off and not get much in return. And then eventually things will break open and you'll be fine. But it's the same kind of a thing. I mean, my opinion anyway.
Yeah, I
Um,
just don't want people to think like, oh, I can just start selling fish and make $1 million, or uh, no, not even close.
there was a time where if you had called me and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this," I'd have told you were crazy. I mean, I'd have been like, "Bob, don't waste your money. Don't do it. If you're shipping fish, you're never going to make money." I would have told you those things, but I don't feel that way now, because I realize that a lot of the problems that we had were our fault, not the business's fault. So I would advise you completely differently. But yeah, I was
Which
pretty
is funny
bitter
because
about
I'm
it.
in like the exact opposite situation where I'm losing money because of other people, specifically like USPS, like been killing my shipments nonstop lately. So it's like, if I could get fish in alive, then yes, I would be making money. But I don't know, and it makes me feel bad because I just imagine like I can't be the only one having all these problems. So all these other stores, for instance, like my last shipment, I got about half the fish alive by the time it was all said and done, and that's like there's all your profit. Now I got to sell all the fish that are left just to break even. So it's I see how these other stores have problems, like even retail stores, like all stores in general. I just wonder, do they all have this problem? Am I doing something wrong? And I know there's like, like vastly superior wholesalers that I don't have access to, which would be amazing to get an account with those guys, but it'll never happen. And yeah, I just wonder sometimes if this is like going to be normal for the whole time my business is up and running.
Well, and the one thing that you could do, which is what we did, which we see how well it worked out for us, but as far as the shipping frustrations, I never had frustrations using UPS or FedEx. I mean, it costs 3 times as much, but that's the only thing I could offer up. I mean, it's a matter of whether your customers are willing to pay that, though, because the rates through USPS are so significantly cheaper. But the reliability factor and doing everything overnight instead of 2-day and stuff like that. I got fish from you; they were perfect. Everything was perfect.
My issue is actually getting fish from wholesalers. So
Okay.
like the shipments I sent out, I've been having, I've shipped a couple UPS overnight, but almost every single package is priority. And I had 2 packages the last time I shipped 2 weeks ago. I think there were like 5 or 6 days in the mail, which sucked, but everything still arrived, alive. Specifically, it's like the big wholesale boxes that I'm getting in that are the problem, and those come. One of them comes FedEx, one comes UPS, and one of them comes USPS. And there, USPS is definitely destroying the bigger boxes. It's the last one I got. They clearly stuck a forklift through the entire box.
I had that before.
Yeah,
And you know what? It doesn't matter what shipper you use. Even going through the airports, I had a box destroyed that was an airport shipment. It took off. It was actually from Live Fish Direct. It was not Live Fish Direct's fault. We were ordering fish from them wholesale. They sent us a box with 48 grown, like 4-inch long male OB peacocks. It was fantastic. And every single one of them was dead because I went to pick it up at the airport in Richmond, Virginia, and the people that took it from the plane to the warehouse where I was to pick it up annihilated this box. The box was literally flat, and it was completely empty of water. It was a total nightmare. And see, that's another problem with this industry that we're in, and I guess any industry that has live animals would have to go through this. I contacted Live Fish Direct after that happened, and Josh was like, all right, well, we'll send you out some more. And they sent them FedEx, and they got to me, no problem. So he had to pay shipping again. He had to eat all of those fish, and it's all on him. It's not his fault. Yep. And that's the hardest part in this entire industry is, you once that box goes out of your door, it's no longer under your control. And that was the most frustrating thing for me too. Or even if it's coming to you, like in your situation where the post office is destroying them. I mean, and there's nothing you can do to change that.
Yeah, I've had one package where the whole package was lost because it got crushed by USPS, and they were like, "Well, you could just don't send me out a new order or don't send me out a replacement because it's going to be too much." I'm like, "No, actually, it's cheaper for me to send you replacements than to refund because they were expensive, like adult rainbow fish." And I'm like, "No, it's cheaper for me to resend it, so I'll just resend it." But yeah, that's like my worst case scenario right there is having to refund or refill an entire order.
That is the most difficult part of the business, and I've actually hinted to Lisa a couple of times, like, what do you think about a store again and stuff like that? Because of course everybody asks me all the time, would you ever do it again? My answer is yes. Her answer is yes, as long as we won't be shipping fish. So, and it's just because of that. It's not that the work is too hard. We both enjoyed packing the fish and all that. That was the fun part. And we had a nice little system going where we worked together and we did it all. But it was just the fact that you have no control once that thing goes out your door. And these people don't care. I mean, they don't care. They're throwing the boxes around and all that kind of stuff. So, that's the hardest part about it, is losing that control. Because you're the only one that's going to lose money in the deal if they break it up.
Yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow when the wholesaler sends you fish, something happens, I'm on the hook for them. When I send out fish, something happens, I'm on the hook for it. It's like no matter what end I'm on, I'm always on the losing end.
Yeah, I mean, it totally makes sense when you talk to Corey and he's like, yeah, I mean, I don't ship fish because you can't make money shipping fish. I mean, I believe you can. I know people who make a living shipping fish. You can do it, but it's just getting through that initial part. And you will be able to do it because you're keeping your overhead low, because you're smart. You're not dumb like me and getting too much overhead before I was even making any money. So,
well, to me, it's just like a complex scenario or a complex situation that it's just a problem that needs to be solved. And I think I'm perfectly capable of cracking that code and figuring out how to do it, how to ship without killing fish, how to get these wholesalers to ship me fish without them, arriving dead or with issues. I'm really hoping by next spring I get all that figured out.
you won't. You'll get it figured out where it's working better and you're profiting and stuff like that. But you're always going to be looking for more ways of being more efficient, making more money. Look at Corey. Corey's always looking to save 3 cents per order. I mean, you're always going to be doing that. So, but that's a good thing.
I got a pretty big win this week, actually, on Thanksgiving, of all days, talking to someone that supplies all my packaging supplies. Man, I'm going to be getting all of that stuff for way, 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 way cheaper,
Nice.
which is super awesome. And I'm really looking forward to that. Now it's just like I have a long time. I'm only shipping one more week this year, which is still like 2 weeks away. And then it's going to be at least like a month of no shipping, maybe more depending on the weather. And so I do have a lot of time to make things better. I don't, like you said, I'm not going to figure it out, but at least make it better.
I never stopped shipping fish ever, like no matter what time of year it was, and I never had a problem. But it wasn't because I'm a genius. It was because I was using UPS and FedEx, and it was overnight, and there was that whole thing. Something to consider, I guess, if you have a lot of demand.
Yeah. So what's weird is I shipped 3 packages overnight, UPS. And all 3 of the heat packs failed on those overnight shipments. And I used the same batch of heat packs or whatever on USPS, and none of those failed. So again, there was a problem that needed to be solved. And luckily, most of the people that buy from me are, talk to me. They send me messages. They tell me hey, our fish arrived at 40 degrees. Here's how the bag was. Here's how the box was. And so, this back and forth communication, I'm able to figure out why exactly they failed on UPS, and now I can take that, and the next time they're not going to fail. So, again, it's like the community is the only reason I'm even still doing this. Because otherwise, I'd have no idea why these heat packs are failing, and I'd be sending out, luckily none of the fish died, but, they were cold water fish to begin with, so.
You have no idea how many times Lisa or I were running to Dick's Sporting Goods, which was 30 miles away, because we ran out of heat packs and had to go to their hunting department to get heat packs and pay like $5 a piece because we had shipments that had to go out that day. Yeah, that was probably 10 or 12 times we had to do that. That was terrible.
Yeah, I almost ran out of heat packs. Matter of fact, I have one left. From my last round of shipping, which was I thought I was going to run out, and then before that, I ran out of the styro liners, and the person I buy them from didn't have any. So then I had to get a hold of Corey, And I was like, "Hey, I remember last time I was in your warehouse, you had boxes and boxes and boxes of Styroliners. Apparently, they don't use them anymore. So I was like, can I buy a couple off you?" So luckily, I was able to lean on him a little bit, but I don't think I'm gonna have that problem now because now I buy heat packs by the hundreds. So
That's good.
it'll be a long time before I run out.
Bare Bottoms Aquariums makes a pretty bold statement here, and I think he's right. Fish are not pets to the government. I do think that's right, and I think it's a shame. But yeah, just talking about, is it the shipper's responsibility or something like that? A couple of people have commented about that. Like, is it cruelty to animals if the shipper doesn't take care of the box if it says live fish and stuff like that? I mean, and I think Bare Bottoms Aquariums sums it up there. They're not going to get charged with anything, a crime, because the government doesn't look at these as pets. So it's a shame. I think that's changing.
Yeah, so yeah, Lumpy Dog says by the new law, if the box is marked live animals, the carrier is responsible of animal cruelty. But again, if
I don't
you
think
go,
that's true, though.
yeah, I don't think it's true with fish because, like Aqua Discovery says, like when I was filling out my import license, it specifically says ornamental fish, not live fish, not anything like that. Ornamental, meaning it's just a piece of something random, It's a
Yep.
widget or something. Whatchamacallit. It's not a
Well,
live
and
animal.
I think if the shipper was forced by the government to take responsibility for it, nobody would be shipping fish anymore because they would
Oh,
charge such an outrageous amount that
yep,
that whole industry would collapse.
yep. And it's funny because on the import license it specifically said ornamental fish, but if you go to reptiles it says live reptiles, live birds, live everything else except for fish. Ornamental fish.
There was that case, and I actually talked about it on one of my streams, of the guy getting charged with animal cruelty for leaving an aquarium in an apartment that he moved out of with an Oscar in it. And it was like on the news. There was articles about it and everything. So there's progress that's happening of people taking fish more seriously, but I still think we're a long way from them being compared to cats and dogs and stuff. I don't even want to say cats because cats are abused every day, but dogs and cats are everywhere. But that's a whole nother subject.
Yeah,
I'm married to it.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
not
you're right.
married to her, but I'm with a crazy cat lady, so trust me, I hear about it every day.
Oh, I know. I hear about it about once a week. Apparently,
So,
those charges were dropped about the Oscar. Did you ever
oh,
follow
were
up on
they?
that?
I never followed up on it, so it's quite possible. I mean, it is kind of like if the guy went to jail for it, I'd be like, I would feel bad for him only because he's now the guy that's in jail because he didn't take care of a fish. Like, you're basically gonna get your butt kicked every day in jail for that. So I would feel bad for him for that, but going to jail over something like that seems a bit extreme. But
Well, I don't even think you would go to jail for abandoning a dog. I think you would get a pretty hefty fine, but I don't think. Well, maybe actually now it's a felony, so maybe you would. I don't know. I guess we're gonna need some cases for some case law coming up.
does the cruelty to animal things, though, that you were talking to me about the other day and you've mentioned in this stream, does that also apply to fish, or is it just dogs, cats, birds, reptiles?
I'm not sure because I haven't actually read the law. I've only read like the articles about it, so I'm not even sure like what's defined as animal cruelty. It was just progress either way, but
Right.
I guess if it's pretty lax about what animal cruelty is, then it's probably not progress at all.
I actually, with all of that stuff, I stay as far away from it as I can. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I'm not on Facebook and stuff like that, because I get so upset when I see articles like that, and not always about fish, because it's rare that you see those about fish, but like dogs and cats and stuff like that. It just, I get so infuriated. And the thing that got me completely off of social media was about a cat being abused. It makes me crazy, that kind of thing. So the fact that there's a law out there now is amazing. But yeah, it's going to take a while before we start to see real examples of it actually being implemented. I would think anyway.
I'm right with you. Like now, now they're all covered up, and it's like you have to click this to view this animal cruelty video, and I'm like, nope. I'm just gonna keep on scrolling. I know it's there. I know what's happened. I know the person's not gonna get in trouble for it, so I just keep scrolling. Otherwise, I'll just get pissed off.
See, the one for me though, I'm not going to tell the story because I don't want the same thing to happen to other people. But it was actually Philip DeFranco. Read a story, did not show pictures, did not show video, just read a story about a cat. And I was like, that's it. I'm done. I unsubscribed from Phil. It's not his fault. He was just reading a news story. I unsubscribed from him, and I completely got myself totally 100% off of social media. There was also some drama happening on Facebook at the exact same time, and I was like, that's the last straw. I'm done with it. So it wasn't even the picture or video. It was just hearing the story that made me just bounce. I was out. So that's how sensitive I am to that stuff. It could have been a story about a man getting abused. It wouldn't have bothered me one bit. But the fact that it was a kitten, I was like, nope, I'm out.
Yep. I always like pray, man. Like one day I hope someone's doing that. One of these guys is doing it in front of me. Like, I just hope one day I can catch someone doing that. Aqua says there was articles talking about it actually being lax and not addressing puppy mills and neglect. It was geared towards for-profit type stuff.
I mean, yeah, if it's geared towards the business of animals and animals being treated cruelly, that's a completely different conversation as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Because if somebody's got a Dalmatian that they're locking up on a chain in their backyard and not feeding it but once a week, that's different than somebody that's doing it for a business. Like,
especially that if person it's not even addressing puppy mills. I guess I just need to break down and read it.
Oh my God, you are not going to bite the wire of my $400 microphone, you idiot. Sorry, I hate when people talk about how much stuff costs.
So what's our mark at? You still tallying?
Well, Chad Krotz put it up there at I think it's like $80-something. So I mean, if we really are going to go until you get to the 150 mark, we're going to be here a while. I might just cover the rest and be done with it.
Well, now we're back to Ice Ice Baby. I love Ice Ice Baby song and all of them kind of songs back then. That's kind of interesting to bring that up now, but all right.
Sometimes I wonder, why I'm not trying to be a jerk here when I say this, okay? But why would somebody put that in the chat now? It makes me wonder, are they behind, but when they put something in the comments, it's current? You understand what I'm trying to say? Are they back at the
interesting.
Are they back at the Ice Ice Baby part, and they think they're commenting in real time, but we're actually an hour ahead of that? I've always wondered that, because I see that all the time. People will comment on something that I was talking about an hour ago, and I'm like, why? That's just weird to me.
Oh, maybe they paused. It does do that if they pause.
See, that's a good point. That's a very good point. And Guppy Frenzy, if you get to this part of the video, I'm not yelling at you. I'm just genuinely curious as to why that's happening. Because, Zen Zinger is absolutely right. When you pause it, you are still current with the chat. So, yeah, that's probably it.
That's weird. I don't know if I like that. Joel's already at 4:21 p.m. Sunday, so he's fast-forwarded this stream. So, apparently, by 4 o'clock next Sunday, we're still not at 150.
Wow. That's nuts. Steamfight Aquatics members get early access to fish and great B-side content, John. Join. Oh, I thought it said John. I'm like, B-side? What?
Yes, that is true. So thank you, Aqua Discovery.
How is the channel memberships thing working out for you?
Man, I tell you, every time I hit 50, it's like, boom, I lose a couple. So, 2 weeks ago, I was like, I lost 4 people. I'm at 46. And then, boom, 4 people signed up. And then, the next day, bang, back down to 49. And so then last week, I was like, I'm at 49. I need one more. So I got one more. And then I'm back up to 50. And now I'm back down to 48. I cannot break that 50 barrier. And by now, it's like it's not about the money. It's not about anything. It's about just not being able to break that 50 barrier. Is just really like bugging me nonstop.
That number is, yeah. I mean that happens when you're trying to hit subscriber milestones too. It's like, oh, all of a sudden they deleted a bunch of bots and we lost 100 subscribers. Oh,
I hate those days. I hate those days. Whenever that happens and I look and I'm like, whoa, I lost 50 subscribers a day, I always go look at the bigger channels to make myself feel better. I'm like, oh, this guy lost 1,200. All right.
but see, you can't even see that anymore, though. You can't even see that anymore because YouTube changed the way they display the numbers.
I know. I hate that.
I don't know if it was you that I talked to about it. I understand why YouTube did it, but I hate it too. I wish they would go back to showing real numbers. I actually canceled my account with TubeBuddy because that was literally all I was using it for, was to see that plus 29, that would pop up on TubeBuddy, and now it's 0, 0, 0.
Mm-hmm. I need to cancel my TubeBuddy. I don't really use it anymore either.
I was never using it for. I'm not saying it's not a good service. I think TubeBuddy's awesome, but I couldn't figure it out. I'm a pretty tech savvy guy, but I could never figure it out how to make it do the things I wanted it to do. So I just said, forget it.
Yeah,
I'll just look at the subscribers.
Like I pay for like the brand notification or whatever, and it never works. Like, so basically what that is, for people who don't know, if somebody like uploaded a unboxing from Steamflat Aquatics, it's supposed to notify me when my name pops up somewhere, right? But it never does that. So like people are like, hey, I did a video of your unboxing. I'm like, what? It's supposed to tell me, and it never does. I think I've got maybe 1 or 2 notifications this whole year. It's so frustrating.
Carrie Nature says my other channel finally hit 1,000 and they changed all the rules.
I think
1,000 is a huge milestone, though. That's a big deal.
Yeah, I think Lumpy Dog might be onto something. Every time Bob hits 50 members, he talks trash about Mac and loses members again.
Or Disturbed, right? That's it. Or Robert De Niro.
Yeah, I guess got to go back and be one of these guys that's fake and just likes everything. I'm here to offend no one.
But see, everything that you hate, I do like, and I'm not being fake. So how dare you accuse...
Yeah, so they're all canceling my memberships and then joining your channel.
Good, yes!
They're like, oh, this guy hates Disturbed. Oh, this guy likes Disturbed. Bloop, I'm going to swap that over.
It's channel memberships are my only hope. I mean, I don't have a Steamflat Aquatics. I don't have Aquarium Co-op. I did just call it Aquarium Co-op. You heard me say it. I don't have all of that. So channel memberships are my only hope because sponsorships ain't going to happen. So
it's clearly the way YouTube is going. Like they're all about promoting channel memberships and promoting channels that have a lot of memberships. And it makes me think, like, is it maybe this time next year there's not going to be any like ad sharing? The only way that creators are going to make money are from memberships. I don't know. Be interesting.
No, YouTube's making way too much money from that. I don't think that's going to be it. But I mean,
they are definitely going towards corporate channels, corporate sponsorship.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Did you get the survey? I think it was last week or the week before, where they're like, "We want you to feel valued as a content creator," and then you have to take this survey about, do you feel as valued as our advertisers? Do you feel as valued as the corporate channels? And I'm just like, really? You guys need a survey to know? Like, how out of touch are you that you got to survey people to know that no, and we don't?
We are definitely below the corporate channels, and I'm one of those people. I don't like it. Of course I don't, but I also understand it. So I can't get mad at somebody if I understand it. But where it bothers me is when the Last Week Tonights and the Jimmy Fallons, and when they do things that are against the terms of service and they get away with it, but if a small channel did the same thing, they would be trashed. So that bothers me, sure, when there's special treatment attached to that, but I get it. I mean, YouTube's making so much money from those channels. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, it's all the double standards that really irk me. Like I saw a channel with 50,000 subscribers that was verified. I'm like, oh, so that's a thing now, and it was a celebrity, of course.
Hmm.
And so they're definitely favoring celebrities and corporations. And I put in my ticket to be like, hey, I'm really me. Can you give me the verification check mark? You're doing it for everyone else.
Right.
But of course, that got shot down.
I have to change the subject here because there's people talking about me in the comment section. Kenneth Steele said John loved the music in the feeding video. The reason why I had to bring that up is because I did too, and I'm very happy to hear you say that, Kenneth. Thank you. That is one of those videos that I didn't care if anybody watched because I loved it, and the music had a lot to do with that. And then Aqua Discovery said, and I need to clarify this, my house hovered on the unjoin when John trashed Nirvana. Now listen, I said very clearly in that video or in that stream with Bob that there were a few Nirvana songs that I liked. What I said was they benefited from Kurt Cobain's death. And that's a fact. Nobody can dispute that. But I didn't. I might have trashed Nirvana a little bit, but I didn't trash them the way Bob trashed Disturbed. So
I didn't trash Disturbed. All I said is all their songs sound identical.
yeah, here we go again. It all starts again now.
But that's like most bands. I mean, that's not just a Disturbed thing. I mean, bands have their sounds, and so all their songs are going to sound the same, I guess. I don't know.
That would be the best espionage ever. John comes on Bob's stream to steal his members. No, nobody's going to choose me over Bob. No way. Bob's such a lovable guy. He just hates everything. That's all.
Not everything. I love certain things.
What about Kiss the band? That's a whole other topic right there.
I don't get it. I don't hate their music, but I don't get it either. I don't think it's great.
I think that with Kiss, there are a lot of people that love Kiss music, and that's fine. I think Kiss is a lot like Alice Cooper, Slipknot. Maybe not as much Slipknot, but it's as much the show as it is the music. Let's face it, Kiss is not the most talented musically, but they put on a great show. There's a couple songs that they have that I like, but I'm not one of those people that's going to paint my face and go to their concerts. I think Gene Simmons is a jerk, but I don't know. That's about all I have to say about Kiss.
Yeah,
Here we go.
I think I can even only tell you like one song of theirs that I can even remember.
I don't know the names of them. I don't really appreciate Joe Rogan, but I'm not canceling a membership for that. But I love Joe Rogan, so I don't know. Can't be talking to me there.
Yeah, she's your member too.
John has a hot wife typed in the most respectable way possible. You think I'm going to be mad at you?
Too late. That's on the internet forever.
What's that?
Oh, he retracted his message right after.
I mean, was I supposed to be mad at that? What am I going to be? He compliments her. What am I going to be mad at that for? No way. That's not bad. Where's Kevin?
The real reason why the channel has grown so fast since your return is because of the hot girl that's now on the channel.
Hey, listen to me. You will never get me to say anything different. I completely understand that has a lot to do with it. And it doesn't have anything to do with the way she looks. It's the fact that she is a woman and she appeals to people that I do not appeal to. And that's awesome. So yeah, you're never going to get any argument out of me that she has had a lot to do with the growth that we've had over the last year, because it's a fact. There's no doubt. You'd be surprised how many people say mean things about her, though, and it just really...
Oh, I'm not surprised at all. This is the internet.
Really bothers me.
It's very unfortunate what people say, especially people that would never say that to like your face or to anyone in real life.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not even like what you would think, like inappropriate stuff. That happens rarely. but it's more like she's mean, she's a B word. Like people say that kind of stuff a lot. Like, whatever.
Yeah, oh, I get it. I get it.
But that's why those comments get held for review.
Did you ever
Lisa
think
is a
about
sweetheart.
doing one of those videos of like the celebrities reading mean tweets, of like reading mean comments?
I do that on my stream sometimes. If you watched it, you would know.
Why would I watch your stream?
I know. I wouldn't watch it if I was. I mean, but yeah, I did that actually last week. I did some of that. 2 weeks ago, it was. I don't know. It's been the last couple of weeks I've done that. But the first time it was all like really like funny comments, like people just being idiots or whatever. But then last week I did it again, but it wasn't troll comments. I enjoy doing that, and if I didn't think it would be like hated by most, there are a few people that would like that, and they would enjoy that. But you know, I don't know. I think there'd be a lot of people that would reject stuff like that too, like because it doesn't bother me when people do stuff like that, but I'd be afraid that there would be people that would be like, well, it bothers him, that's why he's doing that. Or I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
I think if anything, it would probably just egg people on to do it more, just to have their comment read.
Exactly. I don't remember when it was, but in the last couple of live streams, I even said that the word Joey is blocked on my channel, and I explained that it's because there was a lot of people during a certain time that were coming on my channel onto my videos and complaining about Joey. And I was like, I don't need this. I don't need to hear about this. This is ridiculous. And so I blocked the word Joey, and I made that clear. It might have even been when you were on. I don't know. And so some idiot goes on one of my videos and just types the word Joey like 700 times in a row. And he knows that word is blocked, which means it was held for review. Why would you do that? That's like, why did you waste that much time?
Yeah, can you imagine having that much free time? It must be nice.
You just can't put it past people. Whatever you say not to do, people are going to do it. It's just the way it is.
You know, for my 5,000 subscriber giveaway, I did a thing where I had this huge giveaway. And to enter, you had to comment on one of my videos. But I didn't have a rule where you can only comment once. I was like, comment as many times as you want. And it was this video, it's got like a couple thousand views, but it has like 7,000 comments or something. And it's so great. And I bring it up because it's funny. So many people got marked as spammers, and then they were unable to comment on other videos because YouTube just cut down or just completely disabled their commenting rights just for trying to win my contest. I felt so bad, but you know, secretly I'm just laughing at it. But I just thought it was so funny. They're like, I can't comment on anyone else's videos now.
Don't spurn Joey's mob. I warned you. Yeah, see, the thing is, I didn't say anything bad about Joey. The reason for his name being blocked on my channel was not because of any type of dispute that I have with him. It was actually me just not feeling like hearing anything about him that is negative. You know, I mean, I get people all the time that'll comment, the King of DIY did a video about this and blah, blah, blah. And it's a nice comment. I don't have the King of DIY blocked. It's just the word Joey.
Oh,
I don't know why.
You did it.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm saying this, but so it's not like I would have done anything to ignite the Joey mob. But yeah, you're right. You say anything, there's going to be people that are going to go completely bananas. I'm saying Lumpy Dog is right.
Oh, yeah, right there. I see it.
Don't Corey show his held for review comments on his last live? Oh, did he? Oh, that's funny. I could do something like that. That'd be fun to actually show it, because good Lord. Or
I don't think I couldn't show mine on a live stream without getting in trouble by the YouTube community guidelines.
Yeah, I don't really even understand that either, because I mean, I've talked about many times my love of Joe Rogan, and boy, do they curse a lot on that show. So why is it that foul language is? I don't know.
So he, obviously is not making his money through ad revenue. So I don't think he was really concerned about getting like demonetized or anything.
Well, but I'm sure he is making his channel's way too big for him not to be making significant money on ad revenue. I mean, I can't see. I have YouTube Premium, so I don't see ads anyway. But do
I'm
ads
sure they're
play?
there. I'm just sure he's not raking in the money that he could be if he was like a rated G channel. And that could all change in January. Maybe all of his income will go away.
But but why? Why would all of his income go away? He's the exact opposite of what they're trying to crack down on.
He, he is almost exactly what they're trying to crack down on. He talks a lot about conspiracies, and YouTube hates that. Google hates that. He swears a lot. They're trying to get rid of that.
Well, but I mean, I'm talking about the COPPA thing. That's the kids part is what I'm talking about. They're trying to crack down on. They've always been trying to crack down on language, but Last Week Tonight has plenty of foul language. Vice has plenty of foul language. I don't know. I mean, I'm doing everything I can do to get your channel demonetized now, but
Well,
yeah, I don't know.
they're definitely like the big they're deleting and demonetizing like gun review channels left and right. But if you have YouTube Red and go watch like the YouTube produced series, they're like insanely. There's some insanely violent scenes. Shoot 'em up gun scenes all over the place in their own YouTube series. Um, so yeah, the double standard is ridiculous.
Carrie Nature says, if I get the premium, do you still get the same money for ads? First of all, don't worry about us. Get YouTube Premium because it'll change your life. I don't understand how the whole thing works with YouTube Premium as far as we are concerned. I know when you look at the analytics, there's like revenue from AdSense and then revenue from YouTube Red, and it's always like a really small number, or YouTube Premium. But yeah, don't worry about us. Just get those ads taken off. It'll change your life.
Yeah,
You can just watch YouTube
it's
so
hard
fast.
for us to analyze that because the amount of people that watch YouTube without YouTube Red is far greater than the people that have YouTube Red.
And it always will be.
Yeah, so the revenue that we get from YouTube Red is really low, but so is the amount of people that have YouTube Red. Or is it called Premium now? I don't even know.
Yeah, YouTube Red isn't even a thing anymore. It's YouTube Premium. But it really is a life-changing thing, and it's like, what is it, $10 a month? It's nothing. And when you live your life on YouTube like I do, it's a game changer. It is amazing.
YouTube Premium, it removes the ads, and then they also have their own shows. Like Netflix has their own shows, Prime has their own shows.
Right.
I don't know if there's any other benefits. I think you get free super chat money every once in a while.
You do. And you know, I've only watched one of their YouTube produced shows, and I will. It was the Karate Kid one. Yeah, I watched the first season of that, and it was very badly acted, but it was an entertaining show.
Yeah, it was still enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, it was. It was obviously like, okay, let's throw Johnny and Daniel a bone because those guys need work. But it was entertaining. I enjoyed it because
it was clearly like, let's see how much money we can make out of this nostalgia.
Right, and it worked. It worked because when that series came out, that's when I became a YouTube Premium member. So it worked. But as far as the other perks, yeah, that's it. I mean, it's no ads, and I would do it just to remove ads. I wouldn't. It seems that a lot of the YouTube produced content that they've done is geared towards an audience that's not me. So I don't really watch that stuff. Like that Liza Koshy girl has a show. I don't even know how to say her name. I'm not going to watch the show, but it doesn't mean it's a bad show. But then, yeah, like Bob said, the free super chats. I mean, don't get YouTube Premium just for that, though. Get it to remove the ads because that's a game changer.
Yeah, Candy says it too. You get free super chats, basically, but the basic thing is just getting rid of ads. And I would like to mention that for the remainder of this stream, super chats will be on sale. Buy one, get one. If you buy one, I will get one on sale for the remainder of the stream. Just
That is
out there.
hilarious. I've never thought about asking for that. That's awesome. That's a great
Ollie just
strategy.
signed up for YouTube Premium, and it's free for a month. There you go. You can watch all those shows and then cancel it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's perfect. But the removal of the ads, and it's across every device that you use. Like I have my computer, I have my desktop, I have my iPad, my phone. The ads are going on everything, and it's a beautiful thing. That's the whole reason to do it. Forget about the content that they produce. Although Marquez Brownlee is coming out with a show that's on YouTube Premium that I'm kind of excited about because I love that guy. But
I don't even know who that is.
MKBHD,
No idea.
the tech review guy, you should know.
No idea.
John, I saw one of your videos with Corey. He helped you buy plants about 3 years ago for your tank. Whatever happened with the plants?
He killed him.
Oh, every single one of them. I poisoned them and killed them all. No. Those plants got spread around throughout a bunch of different tanks. And then if you're asking, do we still have some of those plants? The answer is no, because we moved and our tanks sat empty for 7 months. Yeah, about 7 months. So yeah, none of the plants survived, but it wasn't the plant's fault. It was the fact that we moved, but they were awesome. And my favorite plant was that, whatever scientific name is, I don't care. It's the octopus. That was my favorite plant ever. And it's just because it's so easy and grew like crazy.
Pogostemum stellatus octopus.
That's the one.
Always one of my favorite plants.
Love that one. And then Jungle Val is my other favorite. And Lisa just bought a bunch of Jungle Val, which I'm excited about. And that's for the discus tank. Finally, she's going to plant that tank.
I actually remember hanging out with Corey when he was shipping you those, like getting all your plants together.
Really?
That's crazy. Yeah.
That was actually really fun because I unboxed them on the stream. Or did I do it? I don't know. I did it on the video. And I'm pretty sure I did it with him live. And it was awesome. And I was like actually putting them in the tank live with him with me. It was a lot of fun. That was a good.
I remember
collab.
I remember talking to Corey. I'm like, this cichlid idiot is gonna kill all these plants.
I didn't kill them. I mean, they didn't all survive the whole time, but no, I didn't kill them. They did actually quite well, but we moved and didn't have anywhere else to put them. So you unboxed on the stream with Corey. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well,
that was yeah, of course she would. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And I still have people, including just now in the chat, I still have people ask me about that stream. People come up to me at the events and stuff like that, and they're like, yeah, I remember seeing you. They either say, I had never heard of you until I saw you with Aquarium Co-op, or they say, I had never heard of Aquarium Co-op until I saw him on your channel. So it's really cool that 3 years later, they're still talking about that.
I miss a lot of those old streams, and sometimes I go back and watch like the beginning of live streams when we were all just noobs and terrible.
The very first live stream I did was completely by accident, and I think I still have it on the channel. I think it's still there. It was on my phone, I think, and I was just sitting there messing with it, and all of a sudden I was live, and so I was like, oh, there's actually 30 people in here? Okay, well, I put it on a tripod, and I started talking. That was fun. But I can remember back then just like wishing that it would be the way it is now. Like, it's so easy now, and there's so many different pieces of software that you can get that make it even easier. And just, I can remember being so excited when YouTube mobile was getting, or mobile live streaming was getting, and I couldn't wait for it. I was like, I'm going to go to the fish store, and I'm going to live stream from the fish store. It's going to be so cool. I never did any of that, but I just remember being so excited about that.
My first live stream, I didn't say anything for like the first 6 or 7 minutes. It's just me staring at it, trying to figure out what's going on.
And you know what?
So
it's
bad.
Still.
And I'm sitting there. I'm sitting here with like a hat like this, and I'm just like, Trying to figure out why the quality's so low. It's so bad, and it's still there. You can still go watch it, and I have it in the comments or in the description. I'm like, it doesn't actually start till like the 8-minute mark.
I every single stream I've ever done, I've kept up. There's only one that I've ever deleted, and that was actually a stream with Corey that I said some things that people took the wrong way, and there was no way I could fix it without redoing the whole thing and all this. And I was like, forget it. I just deleted it because people were very angry with me, and I didn't think they should have been, but I understood because of the way I said it, it came out completely wrong.
That's what
and
happens
I was
when
like,
you talk bad about me. You get your streams deleted.
no, it wasn't about you. It was about people begging companies for free products. Because, see, back then it was completely different than it is now. Now,
that was so bad back in the day.
The companies are reaching out to people now, and they want to give away all this stuff. But back then, it was just every YouTuber on planet Earth was calling these companies and bugging them and emailing them 100 times.
Yep.
And I talked about that.
People with like 5 subscribers.
Right. Like, I just got my channel 2 weeks ago, and I mean, I had reps from these companies emailing me saying, John, why is this happening? Like, this is becoming such a huge problem. And I'm like, I don't know. And there was just one particular day where it just hit me the wrong way. And I told Corey before that stream, I'm like, I'm going to talk about this. I mean, do you think it's going to be a problem? And he was like, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see. And it was a big problem. There were people next day.
I seriously think that's one of the reasons why like it's so far behind right now, and like why companies are so hesitant. Whereas like any other genre, like automotive, beauty, they're just like, these companies are just trying to give away crap.
Right.
But here, all these companies are like, what? It doesn't help that they're all like 90 years old and don't know anything. But when you have like hundreds of people emailing you, like, here's my YouTube channel. I have one 17-second video uploaded. Give me a free FX6.
That was happening all the time. And honestly, the reason why I deleted that stream was because I didn't think Corey deserved any negativity from it. Even though it was me that was saying the bad things, I didn't think it was right for him to be attached to something like that. So I deleted it to protect Corey, because, he's such a fragile flower. He needs protecting. Yeah.
All right, we got Chris Jobs Aquarium Tanks taking advantage of the buy one, get one super chat. $4.20. Thank you, my friend.
Why am I not seeing that? Oh, that was a while. Okay.
Yeah, I was letting you finish your rant.
Sorry. I got sucked into KGTropicals from watching the old Angelfish playlist with his friend who raises them. Haven't stopped watching since. Awesome. Yeah, that was a fun series that it took me months to convince him to do that. And I still get comments from people about that every day. Now I'd like to have Dean come on my stream and talk about breeding angels. It's just too bad.
I was hoping he was still breeding his koi angelfish, because he has some of the best that I've ever seen. And I saw him at our club meeting like a month or two ago, and unfortunately he wasn't breeding them anymore.
Yeah, it's just a shame that Dean doesn't know me. I wouldn't feel right emailing
him.
He
knows you.
I don't know. I mean, I've never talked to him or anything. Like that hydroponic one, John, where they asked you to buy one. Oh yeah, God, that was an ugly situation there. That made me so bad. It's impressive to me that people even remember that. I don't know. I
vaguely remember something about that, but I don't remember the specifics.
I have never been so mad at anything in my life, because I had absolutely no interest in this product whatsoever. They reached out to me. Hey, we think this would be great. We think that your viewers would love this, and we would, we're an upstart company. We'd really love to showcase the product on your channel. And I'm like, I don't want it. I don't do aquaponics. I'm not a hippie. I don't understand what all that stuff is. And they were like, well, it would be great. Just let us send you one. I asked my audience. They said, yeah, we'd like to see it. So I said, let's do it. And then they said, okay, it'll be $5,000. I said, no, thanks. That's the worst sales pitch anybody could ever give to anyone.
Wow, that's crazy.
it's not like even at that time or even now that it's not like I feel like I'm entitled to free stuff because I don't. But if you beg me to put your product on my channel and I tell you no over and over and over again, and then I decide, okay, I'll do it, don't ask me for $5,000 for a product that I do not want.
That's insane.
Yeah, that was nuts.
So Bob Van says, what do you think about the devil's hole pupfish? Should humans be trying to breed them before they become extinct? Do you know about this fish?
Never even heard of it.
I don't know if this is it might not be what I'm thinking of, but I think there's like a fish in like Nevada or somewhere, California, somewhere in the desert where this fish lives, and it's going extinct. But my answer, if that is in fact the fish I'm thinking of, would be the same for any fish, and yes, I think we should be breeding any fish that's going extinct. But
several YouTubers are honest and give less than wonderful reviews if the products don't deliver. Yeah, that's true.
I always will. This is why, like, I'll probably never be sponsored. One, because I trash companies overall too much in general, and then I have negative experiences working with them behind the scenes. Did I tell you about my Fluval experience? Was that you I was talking to?
About the don't send me the filter, just send me, or I'll send. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I might as well tell them. I might have told this story before, but what was it, like 2 years ago when Fluval was giving out FX4s to like all the YouTubers in exchange for like a video about the FX4 and I think about bug bites when bug bites launched, and they're like, we'll give you a free FX4. And I was like, no, I don't want an FX4. Just send me the retail value in a check. And of course they were like, no. And I was like, well, how about this? I don't need an FX4. I don't want one, but I do run this thing called Tank for Teachers. If you send me a tank, I'll do a video, I'll do a review, I'll set it up in a classroom. Just send me a tank, and I'll take that instead of the FX4. And then they never messaged me back, like ever. I was like, oh, well, all right then.
Let me ask you this though. Not that I disagree with you on that, but let's say for the sake of conversation, that's a $250 filter. So you said to Fluval, and I'm not a Fluval apologist, no, don't send me the filter. Just send me $250 in cash. And you're surprised that they said no?
No, because they wanted the video for the bug bites.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
And
that makes sense.
The FX4 was like your reward for doing the video and promoting the bug bites.
I see. Okay. That makes more sense now. Because I'm like, well, I would have told you to go F yourself if you just said, just send me $250 for no reason.
The tank I wanted was like one of the small all-in-one tanks. It was like $100 and some, which obviously it's going to be way more expensive to ship. But, you know, the Fluval FX4 cost them like probably $15 to make. And the tank is more expensive. But still, like, that amount of exposure would have been probably worth it, like, I feel. Like, if somebody came to me and be like, hey, like another YouTuber, I don't even know what size I was at, like 20,000 subscribers maybe. And so if somebody came to me with the 20,000 subs and be like, hey, can you send me some fish? I'll put it in a video. It's going in this Tanks for Teachers. I'd be like, yeah, absolutely. Like, if you're going to make a video on it, why wouldn't I? That's...
Well, see, one of the things that I've been told by an actual guy at Fluval, because, see, I used to have a guy at Fluval. He was a friend. I met him at the Aquatic Experience. I've seen him multiple times since then. Good dude. He was my guy at Fluval. And he still works for Fluval, but he's changed positions and all of that. He explained to me one time, because we were just having a conversation, and I think he wanted to send me something, and I was like, no, I don't have any use for that. I don't want you to send it to me if I don't have any use for it. But I could use some heaters. And he was like, well, see, Fluval doesn't really do that. Like, they have a product that they're trying to promote because it's new or whatever. They'll send those out, but they're not going to have a YouTuber call them up and say, okay, I need a light, I need filter, I need this, I need this. They're like, no, we're just promoting the FX4 right now. If that's what you want, you can take it. If not, screw off. You know, that's
Like
I don't
I
know if
get
that
it,
helps explain it a little bit, but
and that
that's
makes
what I was
sense.
told.
But
Yeah.
the way they email it to you, they're like, "Oh, we love your channel. We would love to work with you." Like, no, you wouldn't. Otherwise, you would work with me. Like, if you
Yeah, but
really,
that's totally like a copy and paste email that they send.
I know it is, and it's so insincere, and it's like I love it when you get the ones from like China, where like half the words are misspelled.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. Like, we are a big fan of your channels, and
Yeah, it's
we think
so
you, my dear, would do a great job of showing our product on your beautiful channel.
and it's always so weird. It's like we have all these products, but now we have aquarium lights, and here's the link, and you go link, and they have like all this just weird crap for all this different genre, and then like they have one fish thing, and it's some $15 LED light. I'm like,
Yep.
what is your company even making this for?
I always get a kick out of those. I get those every day,
Oh yeah,
literally, in my junk file every day.
yeah. Maybe that
It's
would be a
nuts.
fun one to open those up on a live stream one day.
Well, back to the thing where somebody said, where was it? Because it's not that far back. Several fish tubers are honest and give less than wonderful reviews if the products don't deliver. I mentioned that earlier, and then you kind of ran with it. But my thing is, and a lot of people disagree with me on this, and they argue with me because they say it's a disservice to the audience. I've had products before that were sent to me that were garbage, and I just didn't do anything with it because I'm not going to waste my time with that. Um, so when you see a review of a product from me, except for the filters that I'm doing right now, I mean, I'm going to start doing a lot more product reviews, but I'm not going to review something if it's garbage. I'm not going to waste my time on that. It's just dumb. If I'm doing a comparison of 6 different products, that's different. But I tell people all the time, I don't go through this garbage of, Rena, will you stop? I don't say, okay, well, listen, if you're going to send me a product, you have to understand that I'm going to be honest and I'm going to say whatever I don't like about it. No, I don't give them that spiel. What I tell them is, if you're going to send me a product and I don't like it, I'm not doing the video, period. Because I'm not going to waste my time. Because I don't want to be you, Bob, trashing a company. It's not that I feel bad. I just don't have any interest in doing that. It's not worth my time.
Well, I'm not like out purposely like trashing
I know you're not. I'm
companies.
just giving you a hard
Yeah.
time.
I just I don't know. I just hate how they undervalue us.
It's definitely a huge problem. I mean, it's a huge problem that has not gone away yet. And I always get in
You know,
trouble.
I told you my API story too. I'll tell these guys my API story because API, they sent me that same generic email. You know, like, oh, we love your content and we'd love to work with you. And then that one I actually emailed back because I needed meds, and I was like, first of all, I'll only take stuff for free if you give me extras so I can give it stuff away as well to the people that watch me. And they're like, okay. And they're like, here's our catalog, just pick out whatever you want. So I was trying to pick out things that were kind of interesting, like I did things that I needed, like meds, but then I did like the Philstar canister filter because I've never used one. I was like, yeah, you try it out. So I had not a lot of stuff. I think I had like the liquid test kit and the I think test strips, and then some meds and a couple other small things, but the canister filter was like the only expensive thing. And then she emailed me back. It was only like $300 retail worth of stuff, right? So not even like just pennies to them. And she emailed me back and was like, well, we can give you a test kit. I was like, you want me to spend all this time and money for a test kit? Like, I was just like, don't give me some crap that you want to work with me and you love my content. Even though it is just all copy paste, like generic.
Yep.
It's still, that's just the kind of stuff that gets to me. Like anything that's impersonal like that. Like I would never send out like a bulk email to my customer saying, oh, I love you, thanks for your support. You know, that's clearly some copy and paste garbage that's, you know, insincere. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too sensitive.
I do think, and I'll be honest, there's a couple of companies that I've been talking to. Don't know if anything will ever happen. I do think we are probably going to start seeing more actual sponsors of YouTube channels, of fish tube channels. Now, the definition of sponsor, I think, is thrown around a little bit too much, or not the definition, but the use of the word sponsor. I don't like if somebody sends me a free vape. I don't like saying this video is sponsored by this free vape. That to me is not a sponsorship. That's a, hey, they sent me this product for free and we're going to talk about it. A sponsorship to me is when a company financially supports that channel. You know what I mean? We're going to pay you X amount of dollars for our brand to be attached to your channel, like Nike is attached to LeBron and stuff like that. So call it an endorsement deal, whatever you want.
Yeah, it's not more like an endorsement deal. Yeah.
Right. I don't think we're far from that starting to happen. And it's based on conversations that I've had with companies that it seems like they're kind of starting to get it. I mean, you know how far the industry has come just in the last few years from a send free product standpoint. I mean, they're sending products to everybody, and that's great. They should. But the actual financial side of things, I think we're not far from that. And there's a couple of companies that are already doing that. I mean, OASA is all over the place doing that, and that's awesome. But I think it's going to become a more common thing soon.
Well, what's funny is, like, you know, I complain about this. I guess complaining is the word. I don't know. But, like, in the end, like, I wouldn't even take a sponsorship or an endorsement because I want to be free to say whatever it is I want to say at any time. I feel like if someone is sponsoring a live stream, then I can't say certain things that I could say if it wasn't sponsored. And I don't know, maybe I'm just caring about something I shouldn't care about. But
for me, I mean, I don't disagree. I don't want you to buy my opinion. But if the stipulation is, well, if our name is going to be branded on your channel, we don't want foul language. Okay, that makes total sense. But like if a filter manufacturer contacted me or wanted to sponsor the channel and said, okay, we are going to sponsor your channel, but because of that, you are never going to be able to mention the word Fluval or, you know, whatever other filter brands. I wouldn't want to do that either. I mean, it's like, come on. I mean, if I can't talk about all of the brands, what am I going to talk about? I don't know enough about fish to only talk about fish. So I don't know. I mean, common sense things, yes. But if you're going to tell me, well, you're never going to be able to mention the name X if we're going to sponsor you, I don't want any part of that. I mean, that's dumb because I talk about the whole industry.
The other thing I worried about, so let's just say I'm sponsored by Aquarium Co-op, right? Aquarium Co-op's paying me to wear this hat on this live stream. And, you know, that's fine, whatever. I love Aquarium Co-op. Obviously, I support them. But I accidentally drop an F-bomb. Now as a sponsor, he's paying me to wear this hat. Now I'm like, that's a reflection on Aquarium Co-op. And the funny thing is I have worn this hat, and I have sworn on this channel accidentally, you know, let some swear words slip. But I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not representing him as a company, but I would be if he was giving me money. And then I would just feel like a douchebag. So that's the other thing I think about is I'm not always the best at like holding my tongue. And like if I'm sponsored by Aquarium Co-op and I'm trashing a company that he works really closely with, then they're going to be like, well, why is this dude wearing your hat, but he's trashing us? Like, so that's kind of stuff I worry about.
See, I don't trash people. I just told you it's not worth my time, so I'm not worried about that part. Lumpy Dog says, next big economic downturn will reduce the number of channels trying to make a living on YouTube. Money has been easy to get for too many years. Change is coming. Totally disagree.
Yeah,
100% disagree.
YouTube is free for the most part. It doesn't cost people to watch YouTube videos.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not arguing with you, Lumpy Dog. You're a good dude. Is that a dude? I don't know. You're a good person. But I just disagree with that statement. I mean, first of all, YouTube is not easy to make money on. I don't care who you're talking to. Unless you're Jake Paul YouTube is not easy to make money on. And second of all, this website ain't going anywhere. It's only going to get bigger. And yeah, so totally disagree.
Yeah,
Change is coming,
when
yes.
the economy
but
goes bad and everyone loses their jobs, what are they going to do? They're going to be watching YouTube.
that's
The
right.
advertising might change. You might see a lot more ads for like the dollar store and McDonald's because those are all companies that do well when the economy is bad. Hint: if the economy goes to crap, that's what you should be investing in. But anyways,
Yeah.
like YouTube, as long as you can afford internet, YouTube doesn't really cost you anything. And if people don't have jobs, they're going to be spending a lot more time watching YouTube.
So Joel says, Lumpy Dog is a handsome woman. Something about that just doesn't sound right.
No. I'm pretty sure Lumpy Dog, if I remember correctly, is a marathon runner. And is a male, definitely. But I might be thinking of someone else. But I'm pretty sure that dude runs marathons.
Well, that doesn't make me stop disagreeing with what he said.
Yeah, I just throw that out there. You know, I actually care about my subscribers and like to know about them. I guess you don't, so.
Whatever. No worries. I'm not talking. I'm talking about super chats, memberships in general. You're absolutely right there. Certainly, if the economy takes a dump and nobody's making any more money, and they're not going to want to give away super chats and all that, you're totally right there. But that's a very small part of what. I mean, just speaking from my personal experience, that's a very small part of the actual income. So, yeah, that would go away, and that would hurt, sure. But and I totally agree with you there.
It is, and it's about the super chats and thing. You got to think of like the long term. Like there was one night where I got $400 some in super chats, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, you make so much money." Well, spread that about like the 20 live streams I did where I got no super chats, and well, you know, and anyone on YouTube who counts super chats and even members as income, I think is setting themselves up to fail. Because
I totally agree.
Yeah, that like the ad revenue is a finite amount. Like you know what you're gonna get. It's a percentage. You know how much you make per 1,000 views. You know, if you go to the analytics, it shows you your CPM, which is cost per mil. Mil means 1,000 in Latin. So like right now, I think I'm at like, I don't know, $11 or $12 CPM. So all right, if I get 100,000 views, that's, you know, $1,200, you know, minus all the people that have YouTube Red, minus all the people that have ad block. So it's not, you know, cut and dry like that, but you can still kind of gauge. But super chats, you definitely cannot include that into your income, or you're just gonna fail.
No offense, but no one wants to hear about how much money you make. Stop. We're not talking about how much money we make.
Nope, not at all.
And I do have to say to Lumpy Dog too, and this is 100% from the heart, I got a million times respect for any human being that is willing to put their body through what marathon runners put their bodies through. I admire anybody who's capable of doing that. I could not. Look at me. It's pretty obvious, but that's...
You're not a marathon runner?
Yeah. I know that's hard to believe, but no, I'm not. If it is true, because Candy backs it up, which means it's absolutely true that he is a marathon runner. I got a lot of respect for that, and even more respect, those crazy people that do triathlons and all that. I don't know how those people even. That's just nuts.
Well, now you're insulting him. He runs ultra marathons.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Wow. See, how can a human being do that? I don't know how you can make it through the 26.2, but to do the ultra, no way. No, that's superhuman to be able to do that. I'm not trying to suck up to you, Lumpy Dog. I'm just telling you for real. That's superhuman, like superpowers, Steve Rogers type stuff. And I wanted to say something. And mainly I'm saying it because that guy said to stop talking about money. I think YouTubers need to stop talking about how little money YouTube pays. I think that's kind of dirty because, yeah, it's not like going to make you rich. But when you consider you're putting a piece of content on a platform for free and being paid for it, I think you're pretty lucky to make even $1 off of it. So, and there's a lot of YouTubers that are like, oh, we don't get paid anything. And I see these channels, no FishTube channels, but I see these channels that are getting millions and millions of views every month. And they're like, we don't get paid anything. And I'm like, shut up. The math is simple. I can look at mine and then I can look at yours. You're getting 10 times the amount of views I'm getting. Stop crying like you're not making any money. When you're at our level, yours and mine, Bob, yeah, we're not making life-changing money, but some of those people are.
Yeah, the last one I heard had like 4 million subscribers and like millions and millions of views per month. And I'm like, yeah. And he's sitting there crying about how much money he's not making. But when you look at, like, he's sitting at a desk that's obviously worth thousands of dollars. You see all of
Right.
his little trinkets and toys in the background. That's thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm like, get over yourself.
That's what I'm saying. I hate that when you are a small channel, and yes, I am a very small channel, so I'm not sitting here talking down to anyone. I think we're all small channels here. Unless our name is Joey Mullen, we're all small channels. Corey's getting close to being that, at that next level. But I think that 5 years ago, we would have been like at the top of the game. But now 100,000 subscribers, as honored as I was and as thrilled as I was to get that plaque, which you can't see because you have it cropped out. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, but it is so small now. It's like, I don't know, it's nothing. And there's these channels out there that have 16 million subscribers and they're getting 50 million views a month. Don't talk to me about how little YouTube pays. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just banned this person complaining about we're talking about money. Like, clearly people want to listen to it because people asked about it. All we're doing is talking about what you guys are talking about. So you can
I wish I could have seen it.
Someone else's channel.
I wish I could have seen that.
Oh, it was nonstop from this person. The same person you mentioned.
At least it wasn't, can you talk about fish now?
There's apps that give ad stats There's apps that give the ad stats and stuff of YouTube channels, so it's easy to call their BS.
Those aren't all that accurate, though.
No, they're not accurate. Not even close to being accurate. I have yet to find like TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy's not even close to being accurate. Social Blade's not even close to being accurate. There's way too many factors and variables.
Well, and it's like Social Blade will say my channel makes between $3 and $3,500 a month. It's like, really? It's nuts. But yeah, the biggest thing, the biggest discrepancy there is that they're using a across the board CPM, which Bob was talking about earlier. He misspoke and said it was cost per mil. It's Mila. Say it right, Bob. But the CPM for us is like the difference between my CPM and Bob's CPM is probably very different. And the difference between ours and Joey's is very different. And then you get into other industries like the tech channels and the financial channels and stuff like that.
Are huge.
Oh, their CPMs are massive compared to ours. Not only that, though, the other thing that those channels get wrong is, like, if I get 1 million views for the month, it's probably only like 6 million, really? 600,000 of those are actual monetized views, which means those 400,000 are people that are using ad blockers or they're premium members or the ads just never showed on there or whatever. So it's not based on the total views either. So those websites that list how much money YouTubers make and all that, they're very wrong, extremely wrong.
Yep. And you'll get there one day and you'll figure it out. I have no doubt.
I used to look at it. I used to look at those all the time. I'd be like, oh my God, PewDiePie's making $54 million a month. Good God. It's like, what?
Yeah, and he's probably making more than that. Well, in his heyday.
Did you know? Here I go again. But this is just something that I'm blown away by. Did you know that Casey Neistat did not monetize in his channel till after his first 100 million views? Can you do that math? I mean, do that math on a $2 CPM, 100 million views. How much money that guy left on the table? Unbelievable.
It's more
And
impressive that he got that far without it being monetized.
well, that doesn't mean that ads weren't playing on his videos. It just means he wasn't getting paid for them. I mean, YouTube is not going to have a channel that successful and not put ads on it. It's just not. You can't do that. Maybe I'm talking conspiracy here. I don't know, but
I mean, I can go and disable all ads on my videos. I wouldn't think that YouTube would play an ad on it. And I know when I do videos where I disable ads, like, they don't get any views at all. Like, YouTube doesn't promote it at all.
But is disabling ads and not monetizing two different things, though? Because I know before I monetized my channel, ads were playing on it all the time.
I guess that could be two different things, because there's actually something that I have to go. One, you have to apply to be monetized, but you can still uncheck and check show ads on my videos. So yeah, I guess it is two separate things.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is I didn't monetize my channel for a long time because I felt like, and I was wrong, but I felt like since I'm trying to promote a product, which is my fish, if I then get paid for that, my integrity would be questioned. And I was convinced by another YouTuber that that was wrong, and you're putting a lot of time and effort into these videos. You should be paid for them. And I was like, okay, fine. And I monetized, but the ads, and as a matter of fact, that YouTuber actually pointed out to me, ads are playing on your videos. So you're leaving money on the table. And I was like, all right, fine. And so there you go. And all I did was go through and just click monetize on, you know. I mean, it's not like I had to go and like do every single video. It was like channel wide thing.
But you can do it on every single video.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm saying you can also do it across the whole channel,
so
which is what I did.
Ham brings up a question that I don't know the answer to, honestly. I get asked this a lot. Does skipping through the ad affect the status? And I believe that the ad has to play for a certain amount of seconds. Like, you don't have to watch the whole thing, but I think you have to watch a certain amount of it. I don't know if you know the answer.
No, I think you're exactly right. I think there has to be a certain amount of time. That's for the non-skippable ads, though. Because like, if it's a non-skippable ad, which I always hated those, if you watch the whole thing and then the creator's video comes on and you bounce out of their video within the first 5 seconds, they still get that counted as towards their monetization because the whole ad played. With the skippable ads, those are cheaper for people to buy. And really all you got to do is get to the point where the skip button pops up and the creator still gets paid for that one. But it's a smaller amount because they're skippable ads. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
All right, so I'm just going to give the heads up that we're going to go for 10 more minutes. That's like almost, that's like over 3 hours.
Only 3.5 hours? That's all, huh?
I still got another stream to do tonight, so got to cut this off eventually.
Another stream? What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Oh.
Is that so YouTube promoted his channel more and he calculated no? Well, I don't know why he would do that. I have no idea why Casey would do that. It makes no sense at all to leave it because YouTube doesn't promote non-advertised videos.
To hear him talk about it, and he's talked about it in several interviews, he wasn't aware. Now, see, and that's the thing. Casey Neistat had money before he started his YouTube channel. Oh, him and his brother sold a series of a television series to HBO for $10 million. I mean, so him and his brother were doing very well. The Neistat brothers.
What series was it? You know,
it was called the Neistat Brothers.
Oh,
it was it was basically exactly what you see on YouTube, but it was him and his brother. I never saw it, but I've seen bits of it. And they sold it to HBO, and they gave him a $10 million budget for it. So it was like an 8-part series that they did for them. So he had money before, and plus, like, he got like millions from Nike to do an ad for them, and he wasn't hurting for money at all. And the way he describes it is he just wasn't aware that there was money to be made there on YouTube. And so when he realized that, he monetized, and there you go. But yeah, I don't know how you missed that.
Like I could believe that. Like even YouTubers that I've helped that's been doing it for a while, they're like, "What? I had no idea you could do that." And I'm like, I look at their CPM is like at $2, and I'm like, "What are you doing? You have all these ads disabled." Like, "Oh, I didn't even know that was an option." I'm like, "You've been doing YouTube for like 3 years. How do you not know that?"
Well, see, that's the conversation that I had with the guy. But I mean, I knew it was Joey. Why does it need to be some big secret? It's not like it's a conspiracy thing. I knew that it was there. I just chose not to do it. And he was like, I mean, hey, it's a couple dollars. You know, it's not like you're going to turn monetization on and all of a sudden you're, you know, a rich guy. But he's like, you deserve to be paid for the money that you're putting up. So do it. Now, Casey Neistat was totally different. He did become a very rich guy when he monetized, but he still gets like 30 million views a month. I mean, it's absolutely outrageous.
That's funny. Aqua Discovery says, best 10 million HBO ever spent. I never heard of that show. I never heard of their show either. I had no idea.
I think it played one time, and that was it. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. It's not on HBO's app or their website or anything like that. I don't know. I mean, they just, but that happens on TV all the time. People get development deals and stuff like that, and then the shows never air and all that. But I'm talking like I know the industry. I'm just saying that's what I've been told. But yeah, they gave him all kinds of money, and but the better one was Nike. I mean, Nike gave him a ridiculous amount of money, and he did a video for them that has like millions and millions and millions of views. Never says anything about Nike, never says he's not wearing Nikes in the video. It's absolutely brilliant. But they loved it. I mean, anyway, I'm talking about Casey Neistat all day long. Best YouTuber on the planet as far as I'm concerned, but I could talk about him all day long.
I don't get it. I watched a couple of his videos. And they're well produced videos, but I don't get it. It's not something that I could watch like he's not someone that I could watch like every single video that he ever produces.
Different strokes. I mean, I'm the exact opposite. I absolutely love it, but I'm sure there's channels out there that you feel the way I do about him that I would hate. I mean, it's just different strokes for different folks, right?
And we can still be friends.
That's right. His editing is on point. It is. I mean, to sum up Casey Neistat, and this is where you and I disagree, Bob, and that's fine. He could make a video about anything, and it would be a very entertaining video. So, and that's when you know you're good at YouTube, is when you can make a video about I don't know what, and people will still watch it.
We talked about this at the beginning. I'm still curious how you got Candy to be on your show. How do you pull that off? You never answered.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to tell you what she told me because that was private, but I mean, I just asked her.
Did you just guilt trip her?
No, I didn't ask her at all. No, I didn't guilt trip her at all. I just asked her if she would do it. I messaged her and I said, look, I've been asking her for a long time too, by the way. But I put up a post on my community page that said, if I'm going to have guests on my live stream, who would you want them to be? And it was the usual suspects. It was Corey. It was Joey. I think you got a vote. One, maybe.
That's what it was me.
But it was Joey and then Corey, and then number 3 was a tie between Candy and Dean, which I was surprised by Dean, just because he's never been on my channel. Like, I've never met him. I don't know anything. So that was pretty cool. So I messaged her and I said, look, I put this out and you were one of the biggest vote getters. So what do you think? And she said, because it's you, I'll do it. So there you go.
Because it's you. I wonder if it's just because you hit 100,000 and now you're like some big time deal. If you're still at 50, she probably would have been like, screw you, small time.
No, I think it goes a little deeper than that, but I think that's not something that can be talked about on stream. It's nothing weird. But I think she would. Anyway, who cares?
Well, it should be fun. It should be interesting. Have you got like a bunch of questions lined up, or are you just gonna freeball it?
No, because I hate interviews. I think interviews are terrible. You know that. I don't know what we're going to talk about because I feel like it would be a waste of. Okay, well, Candy just said it, so I mean, I suppose I could say it, but I'm kind of the one that introduced, and this was not done on purpose, but I kind of introduced YouTube to the Overhauls family. So that's why she said she would do it for me. I did the big thing
You were huge on the GoFundMe.
yeah, and that was, and and I don't even deserve the credit. It was Lisa that brought it to me because I've never been extremely active on Facebook, and that was something that she saw on Facebook, and so she brought it to me. She's like, "We got to do something about this," and I said, "You're right," and I talked about it that night on my live stream. So
I remember. I was there.
There you go.
I even remember how you said it, and I was like, "Yeah, that's completely accurate."
I don't remember where I was going with. Oh yeah, the interview. I can't. I just can't stand interviews like, "Hey, how long have you been keeping fish? How many tanks do you have? What's your favorite fish?" That's just boring to me. So, being that it's the first time that Candy's done something like this, and it's going to be the, first time anybody's seen her on something like this, I feel like I got to do better than that. So, I feel like the best conversation is going to be one that just happens naturally. So, we'll probably talk about Disturbed a lot. We'll talk about Robert De Niro movies and all of our favorite Leonardo DiCaprio movies and Fluval all night long. That's what we'll talk about.
Well, I would still sit through it just because it's you.
Oh, listen to this guy.
And with that, I'm going to call it a stream.
Good.
So, I got to thank some people. African American Cichlid, John D., Allie, Carrie Nature, Veranda Guy, Fish Dreams, Aqua Discovery, Lisa, KGTropicals, KG Cichlids, Zen Ginger, Chad Krotz, and, well, definitely Chad Krotz. Thank you. And Chris Jobs Aquarium Tanks for all of the super chats. I want to thank everyone who showed up. Thanks for the mods for helping out with the links. And thanks for everyone for hanging out. You got any last words?
Nope.
You're only doing that because that's what I did when I was on your stream.
No, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I was able to convince you to do this tonight. And there's nothing I love more than hanging out and talking about everything but fish on a Saturday night. So it's a beautiful thing. So thank you for having me on.
And to answer your question, Zen Ginger, yes, I will be streaming on my other channel probably in about a half hour. Gotta take a break, and then I'll be streaming again. Thank you, John, and we'll have to do this again.
Absolutely.
Bye.